I will say this, I heard some grumbling, I won't use any names, but people, parents and people like to play on Thursday on these waning moments of summer. I'm glad we didn't draw the Thursday because that would have been
miserable.
We would have had our binoculars out in the fog and the rain, and this you could not ask for a more beautiful night before. It's not even that hot.
Friday night's the best.
Yeah.
It's Friday night.
Right.
It's not Thursday night.
Right, exactly. Let the NFL play on Thursday. We'll take Friday. That being said, August 31st, next Thursday, I don't want to forget that, we'll be playing next Thursday. Big opponent early in the season, week 2, traveling down to Everett for the Highland Conference opener. But let's take care of the business at hand here, and that is a kickoff. And Sheboygan receives it. They've got a little bit of room to run. They're going to get out to about the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line. And that is where Sheboygan can start things. Decent field position for them.
Brought down by number 23, Tyler Atkins. He's out there playing that linebacker position. You can see that brace on his left elbow.
And the last thing people I always say want to hear is whining from somebody who gets paid to watch sports. We'll see if Sheboygan comes out in this full house wing tee. If they do,
they're going spread.
Well,
they got two backs.
One.
Yep.
And all I was going to allude to is it is hard for a play-by-play guy to know who has the ball. So there might be a lot of guessing, and they're going to put it up first. And here comes the heat. And Lake City says,
great job by Tyler Atkins on the linebacker blitz for the sack.
Tyler Atkins playing hurt. Teague hustle, and that was quick. That's and some people don't want to mansplain or anything, but they call it a coverage sack. That was not a coverage sack.
No.
That was straight up pressure from Lake City, knocking Sheboygan back 5 yards to set up a 2nd and 15 from the 32-yard line. You could not script up, short of a turnover, you could not script up a better way to start the defensive season for your Lake City Trojans.
Perfect.
2 backs, 2 wide to each side. Gardner under center. That's Caden Gardner is the Sheboygan quarterback.
Fullback trap.
Fullback up the middle, and he's got a lot of room to run. Gets upended.
By number 9.
And that is Cole McGinnis. Hate to say it. They had a little bit of room to work with there because it was 15. You're going to get back a little bit of that sack yardage and then some. If Cole McGinnis doesn't make that tackle, that fullback's got quite a bit of room to run there. And so we'll see if that backside of the defense can hone in a little bit more. I think
we just over-penetrated on defensive line, and our defensive tackle got trapped.
Now, plead a little ignorance on that. I think that's called the dive or something like that, the trap. It was a really quick handoff, and as Steve said, I think he just kind of ran by the over-eager Trojans. Man in motion for Sheboygan. Don't think we said that at all last year. Gardner's getting ready to say fake it, but he actually handed it off. So once again, they're tricking your friendly play-by-play announcer. Sheboygan will get across midfield and pick up a first down. So 2 big plays off of the opening sack. So Sheboygan answers quickly off of an inauspicious start to their offensive possession. 10-20. If you're tuning in and joining us later, if you're flipping around, wondering why Kingsley's on 93.7 or wondering what's going on, you got probably 4 games going on various stations in the Cadillac area tonight. We are on 106.1, 1240 WATT. Sheboygan is going to hand it off, and they have got some room to run and then some. Another first down. So I think Sheboygan wanted to see if they could run it, wanted to see if they could throw it, to start things off. And since that opening sack, this is what we saw week 1 start with, just a little bit of big boy football. We got to see if Lake City can rise up and stop it, because Sheboygan is all the way down to the 26-yard line of Lake City, 1st and 10. And it's now we're going to see the wing tee. 3 backs, no wide, Gardner under center. And a little bit of kind of a, is that called a counter?
That's a counter.
Hey, I'm getting smart.
That's a good job by our backside linebacker staying on. But what's happening on, you guys, it sounds like they're beating us up on the offensive line and defensive line. That's not the case. What's happening is our defensive line is over-penetrating. And when we over-penetrate, they're not going to block them. They're going to go right down and release to our linebackers. So our big boys up front just have to take a step across the line of scrimmage and find the ball. And get that figured out, they're going to be okay.
That was only a gain of 2. It looked like more, but so as Steve just said, I think Lake City is settling in a little bit more, getting a little more comfortable. 2 backs now for Sheboygan, but still no wide. Gardner's going to roll out. No, he's going to hand off. He's a tricky little quarterback there, and I think we're going to have a Sheboygan first down.
Tailback power.
15-yard line. That's good for a Chiefs first down.
I have not yet honed in on the numbers from Sheboygan. Well, I think Dylan Balasovic is one of the backs, and if you're wondering why, I think I know that. That's just a name you don't forget when you're a play-by-play guy. But I have not seen number 22 out there. And like I said, since that first pass play, it's been just power Sheboygan. Gardner fumbles it. And, oh my goodness.
Picked up by number 22.
Fumble on the exchange.
What is that, man? I just talked about Balasovic, and that was a huge missed opportunity for Lake City. I did not catch the number. It was right at somebody's feet, and I think they almost, in looking for it, kicked it, and I think Sheboygan actually picked up a yard or two, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage off of what should have been a big loss. Full house backfield, 2nd and 6, so they got 4 off of that.
Fullback trap. That was a better job. Good job by Ashton Matheson stepping up from his safety position to make a good tackle right there.
And so it's going to be 3rd, definitely 4-down territory. Sheboygan did have a kicker warming up pregame. He looked like he had a pretty good leg, but I would think opening drive of the season.
Inside the 10, he's going for
3rd and 2 especially. It was definitely 4-down territory. Full house backfield. Gardner under center from Sheboygan. Big play for the Lake City defense. Quarterback's going to keep it, go around the edge. Gardner takes a big hit, and I think he's going to fall into the end zone. So with 7:18 to go, Sheboygan gets on the board quickly. It's what we kind of expected to see from Sheboygan, not the getting on the board quickly part. We didn't want to see that, but they outside of that first play where they tried to pass it, they kept it on the ground, which is why we had nearly 5 minutes coming off the clock, and we'll see what Sheboygan does. As I said, they had a kicker who was warming up early. I don't know if he's a foreign exchange student, but he had all of his steps and his things down and looked like he knew what he was doing. But he did miss quite a few. It's number 7, Gabe Savolosky. Kick is up.
Short. Oh, he got it.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say
I was
short,
gonna say
too.
short when he kicked it.
And it looks like a Brad Vesco tee shot, right?
Yeah.
And but it just got over the by a hair over the end zone there for make it good. Makes the score 7-0. So with 20 players on varsity, you're going to have a lot of guys playing both ways. So there's not time to kind of get the guys on the sideline and make adjustments and things like that per se, because a lot of them got to go out and play offense. But if you're Lake City defensive coordinator Don Duddles, what are you doing? You kind of saw what you expected outside of that first play. What are you saying in this little brief moment of time you have to kind of rally the troops and get ready for the next defensive possession? Because I think we're going to see offensively for Lake City.
Well, like you said earlier, the wing tee confuses you. That's what it tries to do to these young kids. And then what he's going to tell those guys is, remember, each kid on that defense is assigned a gap. Play your gap. Don't look for the ball, go to your gap. If the ball's in your gap, then make the tackle. But you can't guess. And we were guessing a little bit. We had 2 guys in one gap at a couple times there. That's when they got their big runs. Every kid on that defense has a gap to maintain, and they just got to go maintain it and do their job and know that their buddy next to him is going to do his job. And don't look for the ball.
Yeah, and that's what I was just going to add to that. There's that phrase, I never played, but there's that phrase where, see ball, hit man. Can't really do that
Not with
the wing tee.
Nope, you just got to go to your gap, know your gap responsibility, and fill it.
And Sheboygan, I wondered if they would do that. They kicked it short. They saw enough of Darren Kunkel running all over the place last year. And so the good news is that's going to give Lake City excellent field position. They're going to have it was handled well by number 75, Cash Brinson, one of the sophomores. He did mishandle it initially. A little bit of a
bounce off the chest, but he rebounded and got down on it, gives us a great field position. Then comes up last night, the JV, Sheboygan JV's onside kick a lot last night.
Okay.
So that might be something we
might be
see all
something
night.
they do.
That might be part of their program this year. But here we go. New look at our 2023 offense.
And we only need 5 yards to get into Sheboygan territory. That's right, your Lake City Trojans are starting on the Sheboygan 45-yard line. Darren Kunkel in the shotgun, 3 wide. Fakes a handoff. He's going to go out wide. Kunkel keeping it himself. Gets a nice block from his receiver.
There we go. Good job. Good stalk block by Ian McLeod.
Yep.
That'd be Lane's brother. Lane graduated. His younger brother steps up in the spot and does the exact same thing his brother did last year. Good job outside. That play goes nowhere if that wide receiver's not blocking.
That was the wide receiver blocking and Darren Kunkel's speed, because we are in Sheboygan territory. We have a Lake City first down, and we are in business. And once again, that was, the 1-2 punch, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kunkel wears 1 and McLeod wears 2. That play was made by the legs of Darren Kunkel and the blocking of Lane McLeod, and we are in business. 1st and 10, the Sheboygan 42-yard line, 7:09 to go in the opening quarter. Lake City trails 7-0. Handoff up the middle. Tavis Miller picks up positive yardage. That's what you want to see on just a simple play up the middle.
Good job by the offensive line. Had a little hole there, and then Tavin meets that linebacker and puts his shoulder down, gets another extra yard. So we'll take 3 at a clip, 2 at a clip. We're good.
2nd and 8. I thought he got a little more than that. The eyes have always got to get a little adjusted when football season starts.
We're getting older.
Yes, we are. Year 5, I think, for Lake City sports for me. Year 6 doing this. Kunkel takes a snap, rolls out to the left. He's going to cut it back up the middle. He's going to get close to a 1st down, takes a few hard hits. We're always going to be a little nervous when he takes those, but he bounces back up quickly. Going to get close to 1st down yardage.
Quarterback sweep to the left, got a little blocked off on the outside, so he just cuts it back across green and picks up some yardage. Now we're in a 3rd and 3. You know, Kyle Smith, this is 3rd and 3 and then 4th and 3 if we don't get it.
Yeah. If he takes a sack, we're probably going 4-down territory. He likes to roll the dice. And when you've seen what that Sheboygan offense could do,
yeah, we're gonna have to match him. We're gonna have to match him tonight.
And holding the ball and controlling that clock, you don't want to. It really doesn't do you much, in my humble opinion. Watch, he'll trick us and punt it. It doesn't do you much to pin him down. You might as well go for it on 4th, but we're hoping that we just get it at 3rd and 3.
Let's get a 1st down here.
And all this conjecture is just a moot point. 5:40, 3rd and 3.
Got it.
Kunkel has got some room, kicks in the jets, and gets into the red zone territory. Great Kunkel, Lake City, 1st down. What did you see on that?
Great play call. We take the jet sweep, pull the guard. I don't know the number on the guard, but that offensive guard did a great job kicking his guy out, and there was a hole right up the middle. I could have ran through it at 52 years old.
Yeah.
That was a good job by that offensive line and a good call by Coach Smith.
And Kunkel looks a little gassed coming over to get the play, but once again, the big thing, and we might repeat ourselves a lot on that, and I don't apologize when it's important. We want to keep this ball out of Sheboygan's hands.
Yep.
Because they're going to take some time off the clock when they have it, so the longer Lake City can keep the ball, the better. And we've got a 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line, 5 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Lake City trailing 7-0. Kunkel takes the snap, gives it to Miller, and this is the first time the Sheboygan defense rises up a little. That's probably a loss of 1 or 2.
Yep, that defense, the line stood up a little bit. They didn't go backwards, and they controlled the line of scrimmage there, and they dropped us for a loss. Big number 62 and
Luke Munger with
66 on the defensive left side. Dominated our right side of the line of scrimmage that time.
62 is Luke Munger. I think I remember that name. Longtime Rockford coach was named Ralph Munger. Maybe that's where I'm getting that from. He might have been playing up in Varsity last year. They had some big boys last year, and they still got some big boys this year, just not as many. 3 backs to the right. Kunkel in the shotgun. He's going to put it up. And he gets pressured. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to take a loss. No, he's not. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but unfortunately, that tends to happen when a quarterback scrambles like that. Maybe a legal man downfield even.
I think we're going to have a holding on number 65, Caleb Phillips, and that was on the back side of the play. Didn't really have to touch anybody over there, but young kid, sophomore, he'll get his feet under him.
And Coach Schultz, Dave Schultz from Sheboygan, is going to accept it. If Kunkel would have got sacked, I wonder if he might have not took it. But this is going to be 2nd and very long, because they're going to take it.
Should be 2nd
against
21.
Ooh.
But he's going to
Down because there was nobody near him.
Oh, they marked it even longer than the just short. They're
Goodness.
3rd and 10 now.
I thought when I saw the
Marking it was down by the other end of the.
Sorry if we misled you at home. They're going to call McGinnis out much earlier than we originally thought. So 4-down territory, 3rd and 10. Thought it was going to be 3rd and short. So my first kind of mishap of the year. Kunkel in the shotgun. Fakes it. He's going to run to the left. There seems to be some room on that side. Breaks a tackle. And is going to be just short, I believe.
We'll see.
He ran over the linesman.
He's got about 3 yards to go. 4th and 3.
4th and 3 is what it's going to be. Now that left side is the short side of the field, but there's definitely been some room on that left side. That's probably got Coach Smith a little enticed to keep exploiting that left side, but that is now the short side. So what are you doing on 4th and 4? Big 4th down play here early on with 3.5 minutes to go.
I'm running Darren Kunkel up the middle with that
Fake jet sweep.
Yep.
And we're all the way down on the 11. That the sack and the penalty, kind of messes with you. We're in scoring territory, so this is a huge play.
I'd run that fake jet sweep and then run that quarterback right up the middle.
3:38. Clock is not running as that play went out of bounds, but a huge early play for your Lake City Trojans. Kunkel in the shotgun, 2 wide. Fake to the back, and Kunkel's going to keep it, and he is going to get it. And
this play I just called.
yes, while we've got a little dead air, we'll give Steve credit for calling the correct play. It's a first down, and he is on the 1-inch yard line.
That's awesome.
If this was college, we would be reviewing that. He can't be 2 inches from the end zone. But once again, hats off to Darren Kunkel. Hats off to color commentator Stephen Hanel for calling the correct play. And we've got a 1st and goal from, about a dime away from the end zone. And sometimes when you're a speed team, that's the worst thing.
Yes. This is hard for us.
Especially with Sheboygan being so big. But we got 4 downs now.
But I'll tell you what,
to get 3 inches.
Tavin Miller's a tough kid. 33 can put his head down and get in the end zone.
Kunkel takes it.
Took a big pop.
I don't think he got it.
Yeah,
and there it comes.
He took a good hit at the goal line.
Yeah, he did. So with 2:51 to go, the fans are on their feet. The sirens are on the fire station and the fire truck and the ambulance on the other side. And with 2:51 to go, your Lake City Trojans are on the board.
Hey, what a good answer.
Yeah,
what a good answer.
Can't say it enough.
Went right back at him and scored. That's
and
perfect.
had some adversity on that.
Yes.
Had some penalties.
Holding penalties and everything.
Played
they did
through
a good job.
And so we'll see what Lake City chooses to do here. In the past, they've had a kicker. In the past, they haven't. It's kind of been hit or miss depending on the year. And we know Sheboygan has a kicker. It just snuck over the end line. Looks like Atkins is going to kick it.
Atkins is going to kick it, and Ian McLeod's going to be the holder.
I don't remember Atkins kicking last year, so this could be a new thing for the Lake City Trojans. Snap and blocked. So with 2:50 to go, score matching score, but unfortunately your Lake City Trojans trail by the score of 7-6 with 2:50. So can't say enough about that Lake City offense. Don't want to be negative Nelly hometown announcers, but now with 2:50 to go,
our defense has got to step up.
Defense got to step up, and you got to think this is probably that's what you get when you play a team like Sheboygan. Unless the defense goes 3 and out, which we would love to see.
That'd be awesome.
It's probably going to be the last possession of the first quarter.
Absolutely.
So what are you doing as a defense? If we've got some people joining us late, finding the stations, what does Lake City need to do? I'm not going to call it the full wing tee because they're not doing it this year. What do they need to do to stop down this plodding, kind of slow ground and pound Sheboygan offense?
Go to what Coach Smith said at the beginning of the year. You're a family, you're a brotherhood. Control your gap and trust your brother that he's in his gap. Don't not try to find the ball. Control your gap and everybody will be fine.
And so the fight song's playing, the cheerleaders are dancing, and we are ready to kick things off. The Lake City Trojans, I would love to say just tied things up, but the kick didn't stand a chance, and that's not being mean to the kicker. It was blocked, so there was heavy pressure up the middle. So with 2:50 to go, Lake City trails by the score of 7-6.
Looks like Trevor Knuth is doing is that 72? Yeah, it is. That's a big lineman doing
the kickoff.
Yeah, he's kicking off for us.
Trevor.
That was a pretty good, that was a great drive by Lake City's offense. We had, like you said, a couple penalties, but they didn't get their heads down. They just continued and made some big plays and got them back in the game.
And to be your kind of hometown announcers, based on what we saw last year, I think the other reason why that's a big drive, the kickoff's off, and Sheboygan's trying to find some room. Looks like they're going to start around the 35 again. The other thing that I liked was, as we said, Darren Kunkel ran wild last year against Sheboygan. Lake City just told Sheboygan, all 11 are here to play an offense.
Yeah, we had, wasn't just Darren.
Yeah.
Cole McGinnis had a great play. You know, we spread the ball around. Tavin Miller had some great runs. That offensive line was blocking well. So if they're keying just on Kunkel, they might have their hands full tonight. And if they are keying on just Kunkel, you watch, Tavin Miller's going to break one, and Cole McGinnis is going to have a big game tonight.
And you better believe that if they then stop keying on Kunkel on the other side,
then
he could really go off.
Yep.
So a lot of interesting things happening here with 2:43 to go. Sheboygan's ball, and hopefully Lake City can get a 3 and out. Gardner's going to put it up, pass.
That's Cole
It's
McGinnis.
a wobbly
Cole
duck.
McGinnis. That
Cole McGinnis.
Right there.
You heard Steve saying Cole McGinnis. You heard me say wobbly duck. I think, speaking of ducks, one of those seagulls could have got up there and knocked it down. That ball was up in the air forever, if you couldn't tell. And the receiver became a defender and knocked it away for Cole McGinnis. So we had that fumble that fell at a Lake City player's foot, and that should have been an interception. And
I know Cole McGinnis, he's so mad at himself right now because he should have high pointed that ball and went up and got it. But he was in great coverage,
But it stops the clock because it's an incomplete pass.
Absolutely.
And it sets up a 2nd and 10 for this Sheboygan offense and this Lake City defense. And we'll see if they can keep Sheboygan in check. They're going to pass again, which frankly just shocks me. Gardner escapes. And
Great job by T. Kelso.
And
Great
T.
job
Kelso
by
comes
that
in.
inside linebacker coming in there and getting
Good
that
guy,
sack.
scrambling.
But
It's
that
about the
happened
line of
because our
scrimmage.
secondary
Stopped
had
by
everybody
Kelso.
covered and he had nowhere to go.
Third and 10.
So there's a coverage sack for you.
And we will gladly take it. We always want to be kind to our opponents, but I'm frankly flummoxed that Sheboygan came out with 2 pass plays, and that has set up a 3rd and 10 for Sheboygan. We'll see if they choose to run it or if they pass for the 3rd straight time. But with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, big early play for the Lake City defense, who were on their heels early in that first drive, but they have had 2 positive plays on this second one. Gardner is going to hand it off, and the fullback's got some room. It's going to make it 4th and manageable if they choose to do it, but they're still on the Sheboygan
Ahead for about 8
side.
yards.
That fullback is number 8, Cody Lane.
He also with the tackle.
It's going to be 4th and probably 4th. Had him dead to right, and he just somehow, I didn't really see what happened because it was a massive humanity. Somehow he snuck out of there, and so Sheboygan dodges disaster because they would have given Lake City the ball back in their own territory. And so a quick little regrouping for Lake City as they had a chance to really see some momentum. 1st and 10 for Sheboygan, still on their own 46-yard line. 2 wide, 2 backs. Gardner up the middle. Not much doing there.
Got low tailback counter. Good job by T.
Good
Kelso
lane,
staying open
carry
that
ahead for
backside
about 3-4
linebacker
yards.
position and making a good tackle.
T. Kelso
Once
with the
again,
stop.
that was Cody Lane.
2nd down for the Chiefs.
We'll see if Sheboygan tries to run another play. They're not a hurry-up offense. We're down with 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Hurry-up offense. We're down with 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. They're acting like they want to run a play, but they're not even close. So I am going to send it back to the board, back to Dean Busher helping. Welcome back, Trojan Nation, for the second quarter. And a big early play right as we come back from break. Lake City has stoned Sheboygan on a 2nd and 7. Once again, if you're tuning in and joining us late, the score is Sheboygan 7, Lake City 6. And Lake City almost had a big defensive play right before the end of that quarter. But they get a big defensive play to set up a 3rd and 6.
One thing I know so about that defense is they're gap controlling now. They're not giving up that big play, so they're making it tough on Sheboygan to move the ball. So that's a good sign for us.
So here's another big play, 3rd and 6, full house backfield. Lake City does jump, but I was just going to say they didn't come into the territory.
Little late flag there.
Yeah, I didn't think they came to the territory, but the official on the Sheboygan side, that's always curious, did throw the flag. Lake City did jump. They didn't jump very far, but they must have determined that they jumped just far enough, and so now it'll be a 3rd and 1. So I was a little early on the announcer jinx on the hard count. It must not have been a 3rd and 6 because they're just giving them first down.
Oh, that defensive line is so fast off the ball because of that track coach we got. Naderhood, he gets those kids out of the blocks fast, but they got to watch the ball move.
Full house backfield. Sheboygan hands it off.
Quarterback's got it.
Oh, I thought I was just getting ready to say number 2, and that is another big defensive play. So Sheboygan's keeping the ball. Sheboygan's getting first down, but the Lake City defense looks a lot more stout.
Much better. They're playing gap control. They're not looking for the ball like you are. And they played the gaps right there, and defensive end on the outside. Schichtel played that's his responsibility. Anything outside, he doesn't come down inside. Went to his gap, didn't look for the ball, and all of a sudden there's a quarterback with the ball in his gap, and he made the tackle. For a
loss
for
of 2.
Yeah.
2nd and 12. 10:40 to go. Maybe 10:30 by the time they snap the ball. Full house backfield. 3 backs.
Fullback. He's already tackled.
I have no idea.
He's right there.
All right.
Down for no gain.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yep, our
no
defensive
gain.
tackles pinched in. They both controlled the A gaps right there, and that was just a fullback track.
Now that's going to set up a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, you're seeing our defense now
Yeah.
playing gap control.
Right.
That's what it means. You got a gap, I got a gap. You control yours, I'll control mine. Don't guess.
And Sheboygan coach Dave Schultz got some interesting, focus on the moment at hand. That's what coaches do. But he's 3rd and 12. He's just past midfield.
And his pass game has not showed much today.
If he doesn't get much here,
our secondary can't fall asleep though here on a play action pass.
I can't imagine they're going to go for it.
They are going to throw it.
And Gardner's going to put it up. It's tipped. And
there we go. Good job. Good
so
job.
Big decision for Coach Schultz.
That's a
not
great
a 4th
job.
and 5, not a 4th and 3. This is going to be a 4th and 12 for Sheboygan.
That's a great job by Ethan Goodrich tipping that ball.
And Sheboygan still almost caught it off the tip.
I think they're going to punt.
I think they have to punt. I think if you haven't shown the ability to pass, which they haven't, 4th and 12, that's a little tough. And if you're Lake City, you could almost watch out for the fake. Coach Schultz has already shown the willingness to roll the dice a little, but you can afford to jump just a little. I'm sure you don't want to. High snap is fielded, and it's going to be a low punt, so fire whatever you yell to get away from it.
20-yard line. That's a great job by our defense.
Yep.
Great job by our defense. And I know what Coach Duddle said. He goes, man, just control your gap. And that's what they did that series, and they looked very good right there.
And so once again, Sheboygan got a few first downs, but we're your hometown announcers. That's as good of a defensive possession as you can ask for. Sheboygan's the type of team that's going to get first downs. So to hold them, to get the ball on the 20-yard line, to not get pinned down, to kind of brush off your shirt from a difficult opening drive, and them converting a 4th and short when Lake City should have had them. That's really shows some character and really shows some heart from this Lake City defense.
Yep.
And so Lake City will have the ball on the 24-yard line, their own 24-yard line. 9:45, big drive here for the Lake City offense. You don't want to give it back to Sheboygan. You're probably not going to get the ball back. How slow they go. We'll see if Lake City can answer with a take the lead drive. Kunkel, man, I forgot how fast he is. He ran a long way. He's not going to get much to show for him. But he's probably going to get a loss as well.
He's got to settle in a little bit. He's our senior leader, and he
was a little happy there.
Yes, he got too happy to get outside. He has to have a little bit of patience and wait for his blockers and then hit the hole. But he outran his blockers on that. He's got to have a little bit of patience and trust those big boys up front. They'll get him a hole.
So 2nd and 11. Clock continues to run as he was tackled in bounds. I think we're reaching the point of the game where the teams kind of feel each other out in those first few drives, and now it's football.
Yep.
Now you're not going to really trick anybody.
Butterflies are gone. Here we go. Buckle up.
Kunkel snap, gets it off to, I believe it's Helsel. Tavin Miller, excuse me.
Miller carry ahead for
And
about
once again,
3 yards.
second 2 or 3 yards. That's what he got on that opening drive, and those
Sean
2 or 3
Castillo
yards
and
matter.
Quincy Snyder with the tackle.
It loosens up that Sheboygan defense just a little. It's going to set up a 3rd and 8, possibly.
Don't be surprised if we look to number 9, Cole McGinnis, on a pass play here.
3rd and 8, they're going to call it.
Or Schichtel. One of the two.
It's probably going to be a pass play of some sort, unless Coach Smith has got some type of running play that he really likes. There's a little bit of confusion
He
here.
might have to call timeout.
I wonder if he's going to have to as well. A lot of people running, a little bit of confusion. They're going to run it, or they're going to run the play, excuse me. Kunkel gets to the outside, points.
He's
going
get
to
the
try and
first
do it
down.
himself.
He's got it.
And he does have the, oh my goodness. He had the first down, and he was down, and somehow did not go down.
Picked up maybe
Yeah,
more after he was almost down to 8. Kids spent a lot of time away from
That's
him.
good
Yep.
for it. Trojan
And once
first
again,
down.
that was a lot of Darren Kunkel there. There was some stock blocking going on, but that was just the speed of Darren Kunkel. And as you said, the strength to not go down at the first hit. Gets it right up to about midfield, about the 46-yard line. First down for your Lake City Trojans. Huge play from Darren Kunkel. Fight song's playing, and the play is coming in. It's got to come in a little slower when Darren does a long run like that. He's got to get his lungs back under him. So Lake City, which usually goes very fast, slows down just a little. But once again, 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. Hand off to, that is Helsel. Teague Helsel breaks a tackle or two.
Teague Helsel
He's
carry
going to get
left
up on
side
4 or
line
5.
ahead for
He's
about
going to
4
stop
yards.
right at the nose of midfield. So that's going to set up a 2nd and 6. 4 hard-earned yards from Teague Helsel.
Now we're starting to spread the ball around a little bit. So,
Like to see that.
and that those big boys up front on
They look like
Sheboygan,
they're getting tired.
yeah, they're bending over at the waist. They're sucking a little bit of wind too. So that's a good thing. That's one thing our line's going to be. They're going to be in shape.
Reconditioned. So again, Lake City's got 20 people on varsity. Kunkel takes the snap. Quick
to
out
McGinnis.
to McGinnis.
Great block by Ian McLeod. Good job. First down.
And Cole McGinnis picks up the first down. Once again, just a little, yes, the new age term is a jet screen, a bubble screen.
Quick bubble screen. Timeouts by Sheboygan.
That's
Coach
good for a
sees
Trojan
these kids
first
are
down.
tired.
Yeah. And so early on, we're in 6:41 of the second quarter. All momentum is on Lake City's side. They trail
Absolutely.
76. Sheboygan uses a timeout because frankly they need it. If you're Lake City head coach Kyle Smith, what are you saying in this timeout to make sure the momentum stays on your guys' side?
Keep going after
Jesse
them.
Harris.
We're going to run stuff sideline to sideline, make
Taylor
these big
Robinson.
boys run, and we're going to tire them out.
Joe
Just
Layton.
keep doing what you're doing. Offensive line, you're
Mark
blocking well.
Brown.
Receivers are stalk blocking.
Ryan
We're making
Heisler.
plays, and we're not having any penalties. And
The
I think we're
cheerleaders
going
are
to keep
coached
going
by
right
Christy
at it.
Brown
I
and
think we're
assisted
going
by
to
Eddie
spread them out,
Bovey.
keep them moving, make those big boys up front work.
And once again, at the risk of sounding too much like a hometown announcer, I am very impressed early on what I've seen from Lake City. Because once again, this is a Sheboygan team that put up 52 points on
They
Lake
ran
City
all
week
over-
1 last year.
Let's not
Yep.
sugarcoat it. They beat us up last year.
It
did.
It was a beatdown. And it started out like it could look that way again. And Lake City has answered back, and they have all the momentum with 6:41 to go. If they score, if they don't, they have the momentum. They get the ball to start the second half, and they have showed Sheboygan that this
We're
isn't
here
going to
to
be
play.
like last year.
Yeah. Yep.
We're here to play, and this is going to be 4 quarters. And so it's going to be interesting to see here. I don't think I've often seen a coach take a timeout like that. They have guys stretching out their calves.
Oh, they're tired.
They're gassed on that side.
Yep, we're running sideline to sideline. Those big boys, they got to run sideline to sideline. They're not used to that.
So out of the timeout, it'll be a 1st and 10 from the Sheboygan territory. Lake City is on the 43-yard line, trailing
First
7
down.
to 6.
Don't be surprised if he goes.
I bet he goes for
Perfect
it.
one right
Yeah,
there.
I bet he goes for it right out of the timeout.
I bet he does too. He's gonna try to isolate Cole McGinnis one-on-one with somebody and throw it up and say, "Go get it, Cole."
3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Snap, and it's going to go up in a lot of heat. Kunkel gets out of it, and he's going to throw it, and
There we go.
keeps it alive.
That's
gets
Ian
it to
McLeod.
Ian McLeod,
There we
and once
go.
again,
There we go.
the 1-2 punch
That's complete to Ian
and
McLeod.
figuratively. Darren Kunkel He's out here dancing like Randall Cunningham. That makes me old.
Oh, yeah, really old.
He's hanging out. Everybody in the stands is saying, get rid of it, get rid of it. He kept the play alive. Found Ian McLeod. Ian McLeod picks up another 10 yards after catching it. Huge play for Lake City. What did you see there?
Oh, a big thing right there was his poise.
Yeah.
He didn't tuck and run right away and get scared. Danced around, made some guys miss. Eyes were always up, and he found Ian. Ian settled into a little hole right there. Great play.
So Lake City just outside of the red zone. First down on the 22-yard line, 6:29 to go. Hand off to Tavin Miller. Miller's got some room.
That's going to be Teague Heltzel.
Oh, Teague Heltzel, excuse me.
Yep.
And went up the middle, then bounced it out to the left. He's going to pick up probably 5 or 6.
There we go. We got
Yeah,
Teague
roll
and
takes my
Tavin.
allowance.
And so not a first down, but a very positive pickup. 2nd and 5 they're going to call it, but more importantly, Lake City is in the red zone.
And controlling the ball, the line of scrimmage, and the clock.
And like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm too negative. Even if Lake City doesn't score here, which I think they will, the way this is going, run that time off the clock so that you're not giving that ball back to Sheboygan with, you want to give it back to them with a minute or two because they're not a quick strike offense. Kunkel takes the snap. He's going to roll out to the right. Tries to split a few
Got the first
defenders.
down.
Did get the first down.
Yeah, Kunkel on the right side line,
Just
takes
a
it down.
straight quarterback
Yep.
sweep.
From
Great
10
drop.
yard line.
Stock blocking by
Be
Cole
good for a chosen
McGinnis.
first down.
And McLeod out there on the outside. And just the speed of Darren Kunkel.
Yeah, there was nothing complex about that. It was just
But what they're doing is, look at those big boys. They're subbing in and out. Those Sheboygan boys are tired because they have to run sideline to sideline.
6:16. The clock continues to run.
Well, Coach will let this run all night.
I think he will too.
Yep.
Once again, if you could punch it in with under a minute to go, take the lead, go into the half. Lake City once again will get the ball to start the second half. We could early in this second half, we could have a completely different ball game than we have right now.
Hey, great game right now. Both teams are battling.
4 wide, 2 to each side. Helsel's going to come off late. I was going to say I don't think that's illegal. What would you have done there, Steve? I might have burned a timeout.
I might have burned the timeout too.
It's an illegal substitution because they were in a. I don't know what it would have. I don't know if it would have mattered. But anyway, Teague Helsel running off the field, and they'd already broken the huddle. That's 12 people in the huddle.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there.
Little confusion there offensively, so it's going to be 1st and 15. First down in.
That just gives us a little more time to burn off the clock.
It's actually the sticks are down, so it's 1st and goal
Yep,
from the 15.
Yep.
So they must have just been inside the 10. So the sticks are down. Clock is running outside of the timeout. So this play outside of off of the penalty. So this play will probably come with about 5 minutes to go in the half. But once again,
So we got 4 plays to go 15 yards.
4 plays for 15 yards. And once again, Lake City offense might prefer having that little extra space out of the shadow of the end zone. They're already counting off here, so we might have a delay of game here. They get it off just in time.
There's Cole McGinnis wide open on the backside. He underthrew him.
Underthrew him, yep. Steve saw it.
And Darren
Yeah,
knows it.
send the Cole McGinnis.
Hit himself in the head.
Broken
He
up.
throws that to the pylon. That's
Second.
a touchdown.
Yeah, Cole's got a few inches on those people playing defense on him.
Yep, he
And,
underthrew it.
And so going to be 2nd and 15. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. So it'll be 5:07 whenever this play occurs. And once again, used to Lake City going a little quicker. I think once again because of how Sheboygan plays, they're kind of trying to match their tempo just a little bit. And Helsel's next to Kunkel, Teague Helsel, 3 wide, excuse me. Fake to Helsel. Kunkel's got a little bit of room, but the hole closes up quickly. He's
Yep,
only
they're
going to get a few.
Darren Kunkel
I
carried
think
ahead
they
for
made a
about
little
4
bit of
yards.
adjustment. Number 1, their safety, I think, is spying Kunkel right now. Because wherever he's been going, number
Dylan
1's been
Blaswick
going.
and
So it's 3rd and
Antis
goal, but it's
Chapel.
3rd and pretty long. It's going to be 3rd and 11, technically. 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. Coach Smith's going to give the play to Cole McGinnis, which is not used to seeing that. Usually it goes to the quarterback. I wonder if they're trying to help Kunkel save his legs just a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to need him the second half.
And once again, everything going right for Lake City on this drive until they kind of got stalled out here. But it's not over yet. We still got 2 plays to get 11 yards. We'll see what Kunkel can do with this offense. 3 wide. I think Miller is now next to Kunkel. Kunkel rolls out
Got
to
him
the
open.
right.
Throw it deep. Throw it deep.
And there's
There we go.
McGinnis and a touchdown
There we go.
for Kunkel.
There we go.
Steve does an excellent job of seeing things coverage, and so Kunkel just put it up high so that he can make a play. And your Lake City Trojans now have a 12-7 lead with 4:09 to go in the quarter. Probably going to go for 2 as they miss the extra point.
Absolutely, but great job. Cole McGinnis ran a great route, stuck his foot, went to the outside. Kunkel saw him, threw it up. Cole's going to go up and get that play every time.
Yep, and I am Cole McGinnis. I don't remember him playing much varsity, if at all, last year. He looks like a very exciting player.
Yep.
Out on that outside, and going for 2, spread out, 3 wide, 1 back. Kunkel fakes it, not the greatest fake ever. In a little bit of trouble, throws it, and it's intercepted. It should be dead, right?
Yeah,
that's like we're in high school. So he threw it up.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, we came back.
Yeah.
Took the lead. Now it's time for our defense to do it again.
I was going to say, the only negative, if you're asking me to look for one, once again with 4:08 to go, that probably isn't enough time for that Sheboygan offense to get their legs under them a little. They only trail by 5, but once again, that's really nitpicking because you can't say enough.
You're nitpicking.
I got to get out of this negative mood here in week 1. But Sheboygan's going to get the ball.
Defense is going to play gap control.
Yep.
Hold them down.
And once again, we're hoping, we don't know how many of these Sheboygan guys go 2 ways. They have more players on the team than Lake City. You know, maybe that line is a little gassed.
They were sucking some wind right there.
Once again, that was not what we are used to with both drives in a way. We're not the quick strike, 70-yard runs from Darren Kunkel. This is a balanced, efficient Lake City offense that we've seen so far.
Yeah, we're not dependent on one person. We're spreading the ball out. We've got Miller running the ball. We got Heltzer running the ball. We got Kunkel running the ball. We have Ian McLeod catching passes. We have Cole McGinnis catching passes. And we have that offensive line that are holding that defensive line in foot.
And so, once again, game reset. 4:08 to go. Lake City's going to kick the ball away. And we know how quickly the Lake City offense can score. How great would a 3-and-out be? Maybe put another one up on the board. And once again, I will repeat it. I don't apologize for repeating this. Lake City will get the ball to start the second half. And all momentum is going their way now with a 12-7 lead. Knuth is going to kick it away. A little bit of a knuckleball fielded by Sheboygan, about the 30-yard line.
He does not want to run the ball.
No, I don't think that's on number 15 from Sheboygan, Jason Peacock Jr. And they say proud as a peacock. He was not.
He wasn't ready to run
proud
that.
as a peacock on that.
No,
I
he
think
caught
that's
that and he's like, oh no.
yeah. So hats off to him. He's a young kid. I'm sure he'll get it eventually. But he kind of looked like Bambi there for a second. Didn't know what to do with the ball. We'll take it. That was a short kick, but Sheboygan's only going to start on about the 33-yard line.
All right, defense, here we go. Time to stand up.
So a 3-and-out here could get some good field position, and boy, that would be huge if Lake City could get another one on the board before the half.
Don't look to find the ball, just do your job.
So Sheboygan is not running straight wing T. They have some unusual looks out of this. They are running it a lot. Caden Miller's the quarterback.
Tailback power.
And a nice tackle there. Hold on for dear life. I don't know the number on there.
That's 55. Who we got for 55? That's Ethan Goodrich.
First time we've said his name tonight.
Yeah,
That's a big tackle by him.
He's coming in from the defensive tackle spot. Good penetration. Good job finding the ball. That's a great play by Ethan Goodrich.
So only a gain of 3. Sets up a 2nd and 7. Clock continues to run. 3:40.
We say only a gain of 3 and you guys at home, that's a good thing because the first drive it was a gain of 10, a gain of 10, a gain of 11. So that defense is figuring it out.
And the other thing I find interesting, Coach Schultz probably knows how tired his guys are. They're not running with any kind of urgency or speed.
Not at all.
I think they're probably happy at this point to maybe go into the half with
tailback.
He's going to get close to a first down. He loses his helmet, means he's got to go off. That's been their main guy, Cody Lane.
Yep, it's going to be 3rd down and 2. This is a big stop. We stop him here. You know he's going to
not going to go for 4th out here. We're still in Lake City territory.
Down by 5.
Yeah.
We hold him here. I think
it's a big play.
It'll
be 3rd and 3 from Sheboygan's own 41-yard line. 2:57 and the clock continuing to run. Coach Smith knows, hey, I can score in a minute.
In 30 seconds.
Especially with 3 timeouts.
Yep, and if they punt it to Kunkel, he's dangerous back there too.
So we've got everybody just kind of staring at each other now because I think Coach Schultz is either going to, we got a little Jeopardy time. Everybody's just standing around. I think Coach Schultz is going to burn his 2nd timeout, and he does. So quick game reset. 1:44 to go. We've got a 4th and 2 from the 41-yard line of Sheboygan, not in Lake City territory. We hope that they are going to punt the ball to Darren Kunkel coming out of this. Steve, you've been on these sidelines, you've been in these locker rooms, but I think Coach Schultz wanted to be able to do this. We don't know what they're going to come off the sideline in. We don't know what their formation is going to look like. What do you, as a coach, you got to go over every scenario now in this little timeout. How difficult is that, and how do you do that?
Hey, just tell the kids out what they're saying right now is watch your hard count. First thing.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Go on ball movement. Don't rough the punter. Secure the ball as the returner. Get as many yards as you can. Then we're going to settle in, and we're going to go score before halftime. It's exactly what he's saying. Defensive line, watch your ball. Don't rough the punter. Secure the ball. Let's give our offense a chance.
And so we'll see what Sheboygan comes out here. They're coming out of this timeout. They only have one left. Once again, Lake City has their full allotment. That's 3 timeouts at the high school level.
I'll be surprised if they punt this ball to Kunkel. They're going to have to punt it away from him.
I would agree. They are in the punt formation. Kunkel is close to the line. I think he trusts his speed to be able to go back.
Fake.
It's a fake.
We got him. On ball. Big time. Great job by the defense. Good job. They snuffed it out. Made a great play. Short, and we got a ball on the 41-yard line. A short field. 140.
I love coaches that roll the dice, and I'm loving Sheboygan coach Dave Schultz right now because he rolled the dice and just gave Lake City the ball on the 42-yard line with 140 and 3 timeouts. That was definitely, I don't
Hey,
gamble.
that's a great job by our punt team.
Yeah.
Hey, great job.
And like you said,
Gap
be
security.
prepared for
Yep.
everything, and they were prepared. That wasn't even close. They only needed 2. If they got 1, I'd be surprised.
Here we go.
And Lake City's got the ball in the Sheboygan territory, the 42-yard line, full allotment of timeouts. Don't have to use the sidelines. This would be huge if Lake City can get a touchdown. They get the ball to start the half. Kunkel's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to throw it up. No boy. And probably a good play by Kunkel. Didn't realize he had that much of a cannon on him. He just threw it up in the air. Nobody was going to catch that one.
Out of bounds?
He threw it out of bounds.
Yep.
And not much doing there. But once again, full timeouts. Coach Smith can roll the dice a little bit. Somebody's tackling in bounds. You can burn one. 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. And I'm not sure what they were trying to do there. But there wasn't much doing.
Just a straight streak deep route to McGinnis, but a little bit of
Pressure.
defensive line pressure, and he couldn't set his feet to get a good throw. So that's just a one-man route, and that's where it was going.
2nd and 10. 3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 on the left. Looks like man coverage down here on the left. Or the right, excuse me. Kunkel's going to run. He's got some room.
There you go.
He's going to get close to a first down. I think the clock stops at the high school level for first down. He didn't
Timeout
get it.
by Lake City. It's going to be a 3rd down and 3.
So Coach Smith, that's why he kept him. So he's got him to use. Kunkel gets up a little gimpy. We never like to see that, but it's going to be a 3rd and, like Steven said, probably a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Definitely 4-down territory. Sheboygan only has 1 timeout left if you were to give them the ball. But so 2 plays to get 3 yards and hopefully a touchdown.
That would be nice.
Once again, Lake City does get the ball to start the second half. And the game kind of started how we thought it was going to start. But the half has not been how we thought it was going to go. And that's, once again, a testament to your Lake City Trojans who really adjusted well, rose up, and showed some strength defensively. That allowed their offense to get their feet under them a little, and that's why Lake City has a 12-7 lead with 1:25 to go. But the task at hand here is a 3rd and 3 from the Sheboygan 34-yard line.
The big surprise here is the way our defense is playing. That is a big surprise, man.
In light of the way that first drive
Yeah,
went.
after that first drive, I was like, in my brain, I was like, oh, this is going to be a long night, but they settled in, and they're playing a great game. Now our offense has got capitalized.
Kunkel takes a snap.
Oh.
And that was just a little bubble screen to McGinnis, and in some ways, probably good that he didn't catch it. I don't know if he would have gotten the first down.
That's Cole on Cole a little bit. He was looking upfield before he had the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he was looking upfield. He got a little bit of pressure going towards him. I think there was supposed to be a block there, and it might have been missed. And if he would have caught it, I don't know if he would have got it. So 4th and 3 now.
Don't be surprised on a 4th and 3. You see a quarterback sweep to the right side of the field and keep the ball in.
I would agree.
In Kunkel's hands, he's got Teague up there to block for him. He's got Schichtel at the end.
So he's got 2 to the short side. And
Sweet.
he's going to have to do it with his feet, though. Not a
Got
big
it.
hole. He's got it.
Gonna get a
And he
touchdown.
might get a touchdown. He's going to kick
Oh,
it in.
that's all right. 5-yard line. 5-yard line.
5-yard line. I thought he might get a horsepower tackle there, but once again, that is a testament to the speed of Darren Kunkel.
And that's a testimony to Schichtel. He sealed that defensive end, and then Teague went up through the hole and hit that linebacker. So great job on that right side of that offensive line. And all you got to do is get in the crease.
Yep. And he's got the speed to hit that crease. And that was a high tackle. I'm not saying it was dirty, but that was how they had to get him. If they wouldn't have got him high, he would have been into the end zone because he was scooting. And we got 1 minute to go and a mishandled snap. Kunkel's in a little bit of trouble. We got 2 timeouts left. I think Coach Smith is going to have to burn
He
one.
just burned it right there. That was not a high snap. That was just a miscommunication by Teague Heltzel and Kunkel. Heltzel doesn't really play that tailback position. He's filling in right now because of Atkins' arm. So just a little bit of miscommunication on that handoff. Good thing is, ball didn't hit the ground.
No.
And we still got...
We got
3 more
52
plays.
seconds.
3 more plays.
3 more plays to get
to put it
8
in.
yards.
Yep.
So it was a 3-yard loss on the mishandled snap.
I'll take the loss and keep the ball.
Yeah. And once again, it would be disappointing now at this juncture when the 8-yard line not to score. But once again, Lake City has made a big statement, no matter how you slice it, by really dominating this game from the opening defensive drive on. That was the one time that Sheboygan was able to do whatever the heck they wanted. And since that time, it has been all Lake City. And so we have 52 seconds left to go. 2nd and 8. Lake City now only has 1 timeout left. So you do have to be a little careful. But once again, on the 8-yard line, it doesn't take long to get up to the line of scrimmage. And they still have that 1 timeout left.
Don't be surprised. Ready?
Yep.
We haven't called number 88.
No, we haven't.
Tight end. Don't be surprised if we go to him somewhere.
Right over the middle, maybe.
Sometime on this drive, we're going to sneak him in back behind those linebackers for a touchdown.
2nd and 8. Kunkel. Kept it himself. He's a little bit
Great
in trouble.
block, touchdown.
Touchdown,
Who
Darren
is that?
Kunkel.
That is a
8
great
yards.
block by Coleman. That is a great crackback block by Coleman. He has 2 yards upfield, come back, crackback. Open the hole to get the touchdown. That's great. He does not score if Coleman does not make that block. That's a great job.
We get used to saying that was a lot of Darren Kunkel, and that's why I'm glad I have Stephen Hanel with me to point that out, because there was not much doing off of that right side. Kunkel took it in from 8 yards, but he took it in for probably 15 because there was a lot of penetration there. He had to get around the edge, and that block that Stephen just pointed out was huge. Your Lake City Trojans, with 46 seconds left to go in the first half, now have an 18-7 lead on the Sheboygan Chiefs. And if you would have told me 20, 30 minutes ago when this game started with Sheboygan running all over the place that we'd be looking at 18-7, I would have told you we're crazy. So we cannot say enough about this Lake City Trojan. And so 0 for 3 now on math's never my thing, but 6 times 3 is 18. And Lake City's 0 for 3 on
Yeah,
the
Tavin
conversions.
right there on that one. He just ran a little bit too outside. He had a big hole up the middle, and he's young. He'll learn. He'll watch film, and if he puts his foot in the ground, he gets that 2-point conversion. Line did a good job there. He just didn't find his hole.
And now, once again, I hate to always bring up, but it seems to work, and that's probably why people say it, or it seems to hold true, and I hope I'm wrong. This dreaded announcer jinx, I don't know how many times I've said it. This Sheboygan offense is not a quick strike offense, but if you're Lake City's new, in his first game as a defensive coordinator at the varsity level, Don Duddles, if you're the new defensive coordinator, what is he telling his guys on the sidelines to say, let's not give up something crazy, or let's not give up something stupid? What's he telling his guys on the sideline?
That's exactly what he's saying. Hey, we're going to kick it off to him. Make sure you make the tackle. Don't over-penetrate on the run. Just make the tackle. He'll probably back off some safeties, even though they're not throwing the ball well. Just gap control. That's all they're going to do. There is no reason to change the script right now. Our kids at first drive, we just weren't gap controlling. We were trying to find the ball like you try to find the ball. That's what our kids were doing, and they got confused. Now they're settled in. They're trusting the defense. They're trusting the kid next to them. That's all they got to do the rest of the night.
So once again, with 46 seconds left to go, the score is Lake City 18, Sheboygan 7. And it did not start out that way. Knuth kicks it off.
All 15 didn't
This is
want
a
that
little
ball
bit of
again.
coffin corner. Lake City almost could have fielded it.
There we go.
Good
Great job by number
Atkins.
23, Atkins. That is a great play, and if he doesn't make
Well, the
that,
rules
Good
say
answer.
about
there was a
25
lot of
yard
room
line.
because they
It's
had a
on
wall
record.
set up to that
I
left
don't know
side.
if you heard it in my voice. He broke
First
the
and 10
first
Chiefs.
tackle, and I got a little nervous there because there was a lot of room.
Great
and
play by
Tyler
Atkins.
gets in.
Brace on his arm and
With
everything.
I was just going to say, it was kind of an arm tackle and went in there and took that hurt arm and got him by the legs and gets Sheboygan all the way back in the 25-yard line.
Not the
with
biggest
44
kid,
seconds.
not the biggest kid in the world, but I'm going to tell you what, that kid is mentally tough and has the biggest heart, and he'll run through a brick wall for you.
And the guy who stepped into the quarterback position when Darren Kunkel got hurt late last year. So this is kind of a jack-of-all-trades player for Lake City. Kind of up at the line of scrimmage. You got
Yep.
two safeties back a little
Yep,
bit.
little gap control. Tailback off to the left-hand side. There we go. That's all right.
Just keep
That's
it in
all
front
right.
of him.
Yep.
Sheboygan only has one
Now we
timeout
got
left.
to clear right side line, ahead for about
34
8-9 yards.
seconds. It's going to be a second and
Tyler Atkins
decent.
is
He probably
tackle.
picked up 5 or 6 on that.
Oh, he
but
picked
once
up
again,
9.
Oh, wow. And once again, I think Lake City's fine with that. As long as now the safeties are going to move back a little bit more than it appeared.
This will be the last play they have. Fire
I
penalty.
agree. Sheboygan's not moving quick, so I think they're just going to run it and try and get in and
Regroup.
get some water and
I
try
don't
and
think
get
they. I don't. To
They
be
didn't
honest
expect
with you,
this.
I don't think they came here and expected to do this right now.
especially not the way the game started.
Way to carry it
And
for about two
that will
yards
most
and
likely
Chiefs
they've
first
stopped the
down.
clock. This is
Stop
first
right by
down.
Chief Hustle.
Absolutely.
So
They
now
got
you
5 seconds.
really got to be careful. Actually, they'll probably wind it. I don't think Sheboygan will even run a play. We'll see. Clock's wound. They're going to have to get up quickly, and I don't think they are. And that is going to take us to the half where your Lake City Trojans
I'm gonna go see if I can get some
That's
stats.
18 to 17. Steve's going to go and do his sideline reporter thing, which will leave me here a little bit. But once again, allow me to get a little bit of breath. And but the halftime always allows us a chance to do that. We got some new technology. We're on a new station. We're on 106.1, 1240 WATT. So I am going to lay out just a little bit and make sure this 1240 WATT. See you on the other half of this 1 minute break.
How many yards do you think Kunkel has?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
80?
127.
You can keep that or we take a picture.
No, I can give it to him after halftime.
Wow. And it doesn't even feel like it.
No, it doesn't.
They're on a delay, so they just started commercial right now. I have it.
But they couldn't hear
Loving
us, right?
No. I mean, you signed
You
off.
want to come up
they
and call
just
the second
started.
half on the
like a shortstop. Got his body in front of it, picked up the squib kick, and goes all the way to the 25-yard line. Could not have scripted it any better.
Great kid, too. Great kid in the classroom, great work ethic, and a great job right there. That's what we wanted to start the second half.
One of the few Lake City Trojans he's marked as a starter, but he doesn't play offense much. I think he's one of the guys that basically plays defense, plays a lot of linebacker, and team ball, plays defensively. That was his chance to touch the ball, and he made the most of it there.
He did.
And gets out to, we're going to call it the 28-yard line. I might get a little happy there.
That's all right. We'll take it.
1st and 10 from the Sheboygan. That's right, not Lake City. From the Sheboygan 29-yard line. Only 10 seconds off the clock, 11:50 to go. Lake City with 18-7 lead, already knocking on scoring position. Kunkel takes a snap, gives it to Tavin Miller.
Sorry,
And
we'll
Miller,
take it. 3 yards.
he's been doing that a lot, kind of doing what Sheboygan does, falling forward, getting those 2 or 3 yards, positive gain.
Tough kid. He's not going to come down the first hit.
Only a sophomore, I believe, as well.
Yes.
2nd and 7. And that's the other thing that's just been nice. There have not been, Darren Kunkel's got that speed to get out on the corner and make something happen. Everything's been a positive play.
Yes.
And nobody's really getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing looks confused.
Yep. No penalties.
Yep.
Only 1 penalty.
Only 1 penalty. And,
Don't jinx them.
Yeah. 2nd and 7 from the 26-yard line. Kunkel in the shotgun. He's going to take it up the middle. He's got a seam. Kicks in the speed. Gets it out to the outside. He is
Gone.
going
Touchdown.
to
Score.
touchdown. 26-yard touchdown run for Darren Kunkel.
Great job by that offensive line, though, man. They're holding the ground. They're giving him that gap, and once he gets through that crease, he can make kids miss.
And the score is now Lake City 24, Sheboygan 7. Math's not my thing, but Darren Kunkel's probably up to 150 yards on the ground now.
Don't think that Coach Smith doesn't remember 59 scored on him. It's in the back of his mind from last year.
And the only negative thing, bring it up here, is 0 for 3 on conversion.
Yes,
Let's see if we can get one in.
We gotta get our PATs down.
Maybe one more score, and they could go back to the kicking game. Try and get a little efficient there, but they're going to go for 2 because you kind of have to. Kunkel takes it, gives it to Helsel.
Got it.
And the first 2-point of the conversion of the year is good for the Lake City Trojans. Good to
Just
see
up the
that.
middle. Just up the
That
middle.
makes the
Steve
score
Helton got it.
Lake City
That line
26.
opened up a hole, and he met the linebacker, and he ran over the linebacker. So good job by T.
That makes the score 26-7, and it is only 10:59. And I joke a lot about my math skills. That's a minute and a 1 off the clock. And Lake City already has a touchdown, 2-point conversion, a 26-7 lead. Couldn't have drawn it up any better. And, now we're to the point, too, where crazy things can happen.
Do not relax.
Yep, momentum can swing.
Do not relax.
But it is all in Lake City's favor now. And I think you're really at that point. It's not point prevention. You don't go into a prevent defense. You don't do anything like that.
Do it exactly what you've been doing all night.
You're kind of in the point now where if you're a coach, like you just said, do what you do. Do what you do. Don't get too excited here. Let's not get a little crazy. Because if you get a little crazy things can happen. 26-7 against an offense like Sheboygan. A comeback like that would be kind of a crazy thing. So we're not counting our eggs before they hatch. But we're getting ready to kick things off. And since that opening drive, if you're joining this late, it has been all Lake City. Scored 26-7. Knuth kicks it off. Line drive. Hits a guy right in the center of the chest. He's going to bring it up about 5 or 10 yards.
From his shooter spot.
Good special
Kids
team
all
play.
over the place right now.
And Sheboygan will start on their own 35-yard line.
Benson's return up to about the 35-36-yard line. Colby Dennison in on
Curious
that
to
tackle.
see. Didn't know if it was a little bit of gamesmanship. Sheboygan started the game with a pass attempt. Passes have not looked good. I will say this. They're trailing by this many points. Luke Hoskins, they did run a lot of spread formations. And Hoskins was the quarterback on that. I don't think Gardner, looks like the type of quarterback who likes to throw. But we'll see if maybe we see Luke Hoskins and maybe they have to go to the spread. They're going to keep it on the ground. Big hole. Big hit. Sheboygan first down right at midfield.
Up to about 13 yards and a Chiefs
Wasn't
first
any
down.
complex
Colby
on that.
Dennison
Big boy
stop.
holding around.
I almost wonder if they got so used to the fakes and
They got to go back to gap control.
Yeah.
They had 2 guys in one gap there. One of the linebackers was in the same gap as the defensive tackle. And that, guess where the back ran? Where the linebacker was supposed to be.
So offensively, things have started how Sheboygan wants to start. Big first down in their first play, but defensively, things did not go well. And once again, hats off to Ashton Matheson. He made that difficult with that big kickoff return to start the half.
There
Up
we
the
go.
middle,
That's
and that
better.
is gap discipline.
That's gap discipline.
I think that was.
That's a 4-yard gain. I
Cody
know you
Lane
guys
had
at
for
home
about
some
4
think
yards.
we're crazy.
Right
But
Lake
a
Brown.
4-yard gain on this wing tee is what you
Second
want to do.
down.
You want to hold them to short because what they're trying to do is deceive our defense and pop big plays. We just got to play gap responsibility.
4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. 10 minutes, the clock continuing to run. And once again, the clock is our friend
Absolutely.
with a 26-7 lead. Full house backfield. Maybe we'll see some wing T here. 3 backs. Quarterback under center.
Tailback power. It's all
Close
right.
to a first down.
3rd down and 2.
Robert Godfrey
Definitely
right
4-down
side,
territory
right
with the
for
score
about
the way
5
it is.
yards.
So Sheboygan has not switched things up
Team
yet.
Hustle and Ashton
I
Matheson
wondered
with
at the
tackle.
start of the half if they would. They're staying
Third
in
down.
their traditional kind of power running set.
Yep, power football. That's what they're going to do.
3rd and 2 from the Lake City 38-yard line. That's the 42-yard line. So that's number 3 from Sheboygan. Actually, not number 3.
I think that was number
Robert
9.
Godfrey over the right side, ahead for about
Robert
4 or 5
Godfrey.
yards. Team Hustle with the stop.
First down
That's
for
good
Sheboygan.
Chiefs first down.
And once again, Sheboygan definitely has the, just going to say it, call it what it is, the more boring offense to look at.
They'll run
We'll
it
take
if we
this
don't
boring.
stop it.
We'll take this boring with a 26-7 lead. But Lake City, or the Sheboygan offense is clicking to start this half. But once again, click to start the game. We know
Fumble, ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the ground. I think the quarterback got on it
Yes, he
quickly.
did. Got a 1-yard
Fumble
loss.
on the snap,
We'll
recovered by the
take it.
Chiefs.
Get him a little bit behind the sticks.
Lost
2nd
one
and
on the play.
11. And once again, Sheboygan's not in the red zone by any stretch. They're only about the
39-yard line.
39-yard line. Clock continues to run. Let it run.
They seem like they're in no hurry whatsoever.
Nope. Sheboygan went 3 and 6 last year. And once again, if you would have told me that was a 3 and 6 team after week 1 last year, I would have told you you're crazy. But the season is long.
Tailback. Good penetration. Great job by T. Comes from that backside linebacker position.
Run off of the left
Great
side.
job. He came
Jake
through his A
Seaman
gap.
carry
See,
ahead for about a yard
he
or
came
2.
through his A gap. First he defended his gap, and then he ran down the line of scrimmage and made the play. He doesn't make that play from the backside linebacker if our 2 guys on the other side don't maintain their gaps, and that's what they did. So their gap control defense, that was a great one.
And that's going to set up a 3rd and long. Definitely 4-down territory.
That was a good job by Knuth maintaining his outside leverage, and that was a good job by Blake Brown maintaining the D gap, and that was a good job by T coming from the backside to make the tackle.
They're going to call it 3rd and 10. They're going to say he didn't get anything, which is impressive. And we're going to get a timeout from Sheboygan.
That's a killer. He
Timeout
needs to say
coming
those.
Chiefs.
Right, he does.
They were either in the wrong formation or the wrong play was called.
Yeah, and they've made some curious decisions tonight, and that's another one. I almost wonder
I think
if
they
I
were
would
in
have
the wrong
took the
formation.
5-yard or that or something. Maybe just took the
Well,
leg
then it
in.
would have been 3rd and 15.
Yeah, that's true. And that would have put him back in midfield, which, yeah, probably was his only point of recourse at that juncture. So 7:24 to go. Lake City has a 26-7 lead, and we did not think we would be saying that with the way this game started. So
Nope.
we can't say enough about the Lake City Trojans. Smaller team, smaller in numbers, smaller in girth, smaller in size. We miss old rolling ball. He was fun to watch for 3 years. We don't have anybody of that size. Trevor Knuth is still pretty big, but you know, it's not the size of the dog. It's the size of fighting the dog.
That's
And,
right. They're
we're
playing
seeing
well
that.
right now.
7:24 coming out of this timeout. Rolling ball get to, was it Northern?
Yeah.
So wish him the best at a
There we
full
go.
start out of a timeout. So I'll pat myself on the back there. Should have just took that 5 yards.
Oh,
He
no,
was going to
Roland-
get it either way.
Roland went to Tech.
Okay, I
Michigan
thought I
Tech.
knew it was somewhere up in the UP.
Yep, he's
So-
in Tech.
Good for
5-yard
him.
penalty.
Means he's got one part of it together, the classroom part, because they don't just take anybody up at Tech.
Yeah, and
So-
talked to his dad probably a week ago and asked him how Roland was doing. He goes, Oh, it's different. College ball's different.
It's
Coach
different.
handed me a playbook and said, you need to know this by tomorrow.
Yep.
But he's loving it, working hard, doing well.
7:24. So a false start by Sheboygan's going to make it a 3rd and 42. The scoreboard says it's not. It's like a 3rd and 15. Might as well be 42. Sheboygan's going to pass it. Gardner rolls out to the right. He's got a man wide open and overthrew him. So when it rains, it pours.
Well, that's one thing Coach Juttle said. He says, he told me,
Fourth
Coach,
down for the
Coach
Chiefs.
Engel, if we can force them to throw the ball, we're in the driver's seat. He said they don't throw the ball well.
That guy
That's a
was
proven point.
wide
Right?
open.
That's a proven point. Teague
He's got
came
the
on a
pump.
blitz. His job is to get that guy in the flats, but he was sent on a blitz, so he's not going to be in the flats. And the kid was wide open. The quarterback was overthrew him. He catches that, he would
He
have
might
had a
have
first
a
down.
touchdown. I mean, he had a
Yeah.
ton of room.
Yep.
But with that penalty, backing him up, the scoreboard still says 4th and 42, 4th and 12, 4th and 13. I think
They're
they
gonna
sent
punt.
out a punting team. I don't think
Yes,
they
they
really
did.
have any other choice. They've already ran one fake tonight, so I can't imagine they would go for another one.
Over his head.
Over his head. We'll see with the Lake City, and he's just going to sit on it. He thought he probably should have picked it up and tried to do something. He had nothing to lose. The punter just fell on the ball on the 30-yard line. Lake City was still probably 15 yards away from him. He could have at least kicked it or thrown it. And so we'll take it. Lake City's got the ball back in Sheboygan territory once again. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. And once again, you couldn't have scripted it any better for Lake City coming out of this second half. They have a 26-7 lead, and they are already in the shadows of the red zone with 7:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. .26. Boy, that would be huge to get up in the 30s. That would definitely make it a little more comfortable. Sheboygan is not a come-from-behind team, but 34-7.
Sweep towards you.
Kunkel fakes the sweep to Helsel or
Yeah,
to
Kunkel.
Miller.
Yep.
Keeps
Just a
himself
little zone
for a few
read.
yards.
Yep.
Only gets a few.
What he's doing on that
Yeah,
play is he's
Glasgow
reading that
tackle.
defensive end. If that defensive end crashes, he's going to give the ball to Tavin. If that defensive end goes wide, he's going to keep it and run up underneath.
That's why it is called the read option. It's based off of the read of the quarterback. And once again, Lake City is taking their sweet time, and they have the ability to do that. Darren Kunkel just now getting to the huddle. I'll have to keep an eye on the back judge.
I'm surprised we haven't called Schickel's name yet.
And like you said, maybe with a 26-7 lead, hopefully a 34-7 lead, maybe you keep it in the back pocket and don't put it on Everett's film. And there comes the delay game. I'm not trying to act like I'm some expert at this. I've had many of a mistake on the air, but sometimes you can just feel those delay games
Yep.
coming when
That
you
took a while to get it in and out.
when your job is to talk in between the plays. You tend to kind of feel it when it's going a little longer than it usually does. And that one was taking its sweet time, and so a delay a game for Lake City. It's going to set up a second and it's not 2nd and 14, is it?
Yeah, but second.
2nd and 14.
Yep.
So I'm a little leery after the 3rd and 42 on the other side, but it's going to set up a 2nd and 14. 6 minutes. Clock continuing to run. Kunkel sprints out to the right. Not much doing on that side.
Nope, they stretched it out pretty good. The big boys ran side to side, let them in.
Darren Kunkel to carry.
One thing we don't want to do.
3rd and long.
We don't want to go out of bounds. We want to keep that clock
Yeah,
running.
keep that clock running and have a 3rd and
Get
long.
about 5 defense.
Probably 4-down territory, I would
Yeah,
think.
3rd down and 9. It's going to be a 4-down territory.
Yeah, we're in the 30-yard line, so you got 2 plays to get 9 yards. But as you just said, you probably don't want to put it up. You don't want to risk an incomplete pass because you want to keep this clock running. So we'll see what Coach Smith dials up. Not his first rodeo. And they're taking their sweet time once again. Let's get our eye on the back line judge. I'm not counting yet. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the back judge will put his hand up at 10 seconds, then he counts off the last 5. You don't have a play clock at the high school level. Kunkel does put it up,
There was the first attempt to go to Schichtel right there.
and he was like triple covered.
Yeah, he was triple covered.
So 4th and 9, interesting decision now for Coach Smith. I'm fairly certain he's going to go for it, but what do? You just passed. I just run him back to Schichtel. They're not going to triple coverage him again. That's what I would do. But
who knows what Coach Smith is thinking?
All 5s across the board.
I can't figure him out something.
5:55 to go. Clock will start on the snap after the incomplete pass. For tuning in and joining us late, once again the score is Lake City 26, Sheboygan 7. McGinnis in motion. They're going to give it to him on a little bit of a jet sweep.
He's
There's
got
not
it.
much
He's
there.
got it. He's got it.
He does.
He's got it.
He's got room to run into the house.
I'm sorry I missed that block, but that block on the outside
It was big.
I like
Because you kept saying he got it, and I didn't think he had it because it did not start off good.
Yeah,
but
he
once he
depleted that
got
kid.
that corner, he was gone.
I
30
do not.
yards.
I'm sorry I don't know the number, but I don't know the kid that made that block. But
It was a big one.
That was a heck of a block.
He might have took out a few.
You can hear it up here. And I could see it developing, and I knew he scored.
That is going to make the score 32-7 with 5:46 to go in the third quarter. What a performance for your Lake City Trojans. Still going to go for 2. Definitely something to work on next week. The kicking game, but we'll take that. That's a minor pebble in the pond. Somebody moved. They didn't throw anything. A little bit of a screen.
Got it.
Nice play by
Hard spot. On the ball on the little screen to the outside, a little flare pass. You just put his head down and said, oh, I'm going to run over you.
cut it up the field too, and takes it into the house.
Great job. These
To
boys
make
are
the
playing.
score Lake City 34, Sheboygan 7, with 5:46 to go in the third quarter. Not the game. 5:46 to go in the third quarter. The Lake City Trojans have put up 34 points and have only put 7. Only allowed 7, and can't say enough. Talk about, whatever cliche or lame announcer analogy you want to use, flipping the script. Not only flipping the script from last year, where Sheboygan put on 52 points, but flipping the script from the opening drive. And the drop kick Murphys are playing, which means the drop kicks are coming from your cheerleaders. Everybody's up on their feet. Looks like we got a nice student section here. Once again, Lake City's one of the few schools that's been in session for a week or 2 now, and I hate to always kind of pull at some of those things. I think it shows. Lake City's ready. They're ready to go. They've been hitting the books, and they're not still on summer break. They came out ready to go. Business-like approach to start the game. I told you they didn't put on their pads till a few minutes before the game started, and they were ready to go. And it shows that it's been a complete team effort. 5:46 to go, 34-7. Knuth's going to kick it deep for him, about the 25-yard line.
Blake Brown on the tackle. Good job by sophomore kid. Good special teams. I think he's playing the outside linebacker for us too as a sophomore.
He had a nice tackle, if I remember right.
Yep.
On that last drive. So it's really been a team effort.
You're right, and that's what Coach Smith talked about all week when I was speaking with him. He said, "This is a team. There is no individual."
Yep.
And it shows on both sides of the ball. Our defense is playing as a unit, and there's not just one guy doing all the work on offense.
And once again, I hate to I'm stumbling my words. I'm sorry. The stat sheet says it's one guy, but it doesn't feel that way.
No.
Because it's Darren Kunkel's probably up to about 200 yards now, but it does not feel that way. It's been distributed well to the receivers. It's been distributed well to the backs. And can't say enough about how well-rounded this team's been.
Yeah, I don't think Kunkel scored a touchdown.
No, I don't think he has.
He's thrown for one, but he hasn't ran.
Well, he had a 30-yarder. Wasn't one of those runs his?
Was that Kunkel or was that McGinnis?
Well, that was McGinnis on the 30-yarder.
See, I'm getting too old to do this, man.
Well, I'm not far behind you. 5-12. I'm not gonna lie, because we maybe could do a little bit of dead announcer time here. Sheboygan's gonna take their sweet time offensively. I was thinking, I counter. It's gonna and a lot of room. Maybe I jinxed it. Shouldn't have said dead time.
Well, counter was what happened there is Blake Brown, sophomore. He went down inside and didn't stay in his gap, and they ran right into his gap.
So Sheboygan came all the way from the Mackinac Bridge, and it's a 4-quarter game. they want to get their money's worth and keep working hard. You never know what crazy things can happen. We saw a 30-point comeback last year. That was a fun game. We don't want to see that happen here now. But Sheboygan is moving. They got it down to about the 30-yard line. Second after I said a little bit of downtime, and it is the backup quarterback Hoskins into the game. I kind of wondered if we would see that. They put it up, well defended.
That's a great job by Ian McLeod. See, now that's what you talk about team defense, right? So you got a secondary back there. What's Sheboygan been doing all night?
Run.
What do they want? They want that secondary to take one step up to defend the run so they can get their wide receiver behind our defense. Well, I just watched Ian, and his first step was backwards. So I'm telling you what, he is doing what he's been coached.
And that quarterback got hit too.
Yes, he did. Did he just come off the field?
I don't know. I know Hoskins was the backup, and that looks like Gardner is back. So maybe, but this is spread. Oh no, he's under center. So I think Gardner is back.
Fullback trap.
And he's got
That's
some
all right.
room. Oh,
But
I was watching the wrong guy. So no, good defense there.
Knuth penetrated, hit him behind the line of scrimmage,
Those
slowed him
guys
down.
that carry
Linebackers
ahead
came
for
up,
about 5 yards.
gain of
It'll be
5.
third down for the Chiefs.
3rd and 5. So once again, big play from Sheboygan, but the Lake City defense is now rolled over. Clock continues to run. The clock is our friend. We've got 4 minutes to go. Under 4 minutes by the time the ball is snapped. Lake City 34, Sheboygan 7. It'd be huge if Lake City can get a stop them on downs. And once again, show them that it's a different year.
Fullback.
And he's got some room. I think he got it.
That wasn't any problem with gaps. All of us were in our gaps. We just got
Those
manhandled.
guys
That was
will
line of
carry
scrimmage.
that ahead for
So
about
that's a
6
good job by
yards
that
on the
Sheboygan
Chiefs' first
offensive line.
down.
And they're probably a little rested up.
Teague Hustle and Cole McGinnis with the tackle.
Like we said, they started the game pushing Lake City around a little bit. But that's the first time we've seen them kind of get beat off the ball, off the line of scrimmage, as some people say. 1st and 10 in the red zone, just inside, into the Lake City 19-yard line. 3.5 minutes, though, to go. Not a lot of time for Sheboygan to make this up.
Inside counter.
Yeah, he's got
That
some
counter right now is giving us a little bit of problem because what's happening is our backside linebacker is not staying home.
So Sheboygan, even though it doesn't look much different, I think they've, I think the phrase some people use, they might have switched up some blocking schemes. They're getting their way on the ground.
They're just running a counter at us right now because we're not staying disciplined on the backside. That's all.
Ian McLeod and Cade
Still
McGinnis with the
wing
tackle.
T. Even though they break it, that's still wing T. So they're just countering us from the backside.
250. That's
Had him in the backfield. Just ran through the tackle. Just ran
Tom
through the
Bunsen
tackle.
about
carry
that.
on the left side,
Good job by
ahead for about
Knuth.
5 yards.
Knuth was in the backfield. Hit him at
Yep.
behind
A
the
little
line
too
of
high.
scrimmage. Just hit him a
Tackle.
little too high. Kid ran through it.
It's going to set up a. Lake City's excited about something. We got a penalty? What do we got going on here? Officials timeout.
Official timeout.
Timeout for a measurement.
Oh, they're going to measure. Okay. 2nd and 4 was what that play was.
Right.
So they're going to measure. First measurement of the year. So what do
See
you,
how our
what do you
chain
say?
gang. If our chain gang's doing it right, they're short. If not, we're going to fire them after tonight.
I have a hard enough time seeing numbers, so I long ago gave up making predictions on.
No, I'm glad that these guys do it. These guys are all volunteers. I think we got Mr. Gothard out there, Mr. Schneider's out there.
Good to see Mr. Gothard.
Yep.
Another departed player from last year, Brody Gothard.
Yep, it's these guys just donate their time to help the football program, and we appreciate them.
A very deliberate measurement, however. And they're
Yeah,
gonna call
see?
it an inch.
Yeah, yep, the boys did well. They tightened the chains just right.
It'll be 3rd and short.
3rd and short.
Very short.
How big would it be if Lake City could somehow stop them on 2 plays here?
From 3rd and
That
a
would
chain
be
link
huge.
away. They better buckle up their chin straps because I think it's coming right up the middle.
I think it would be the quarterback just diving forward probably at this point. 2:27 to go. Lake City 34, Sheboygan 7. Gardner, I think, is back in the game under center, and they're gonna run it. Ooh. They got it, but not by much. Not by much. I think that was that Was that Brown who got
Yeah,
him?
that's Tyler Brown coming from that defensive tackle spot, and he is so quick. So quick.
Well, that's
He
not
was
garbage
behind,
for
beside,
Chiefs
he was
first
behind
down.
that offensive lineman before that offensive lineman come out of his stance.
But they didn't need much.
Nope, but they
And
got it. But
So
that's good
first
defensive
down,
play.
boy, Sheboygan. Yeah, we'll take it. Could have been a first and goal from the 8. Once again, Sheboygan might be one of those, we're going to do what we do. We're going to get better at our execution. They're not really, just as I say that.
There's
my
Schickle. Big
goodness.
play by the sophomore.
Roll out by Hoskins. Just as I was getting ready to say, they're going to keep it on the ground. They pass it. Adrian Schickle shot out of a cannon
That's his job.
for a sack.
Maintain the outside edge as that defensive end. Don't let anybody outside of you. Don't let that quarterback stay on his back shoulder. Did exactly what he was supposed to do. We got a hurt
Somebody
player,
gets
Tyler
up limping.
Atkins.
I think it's Tyler Atkins. It's not his arm. I don't
Nope,
think.
it's
I
his
think it's his leg.
Leg, knee, or ankle.
So, and he was in that somewhere. So I don't know if he came in a little late with Schickle. But not put much weight on it.
Nope.
Coach Smith helping him off the field.
It's a knee. It's not his ankle, it's a knee.
So hopefully that's nothing serious. He was already playing hurt tonight with his arm. I think he took his fair share of hits after stepping in the quarterback position for Darren Conkle. 1:20 to go.
Still not putting any weight on that. I'll get an update in a little bit.
Run off the right side, a little bit of room, a little bit of patience. Gets down to about probably the 3 or 4 yard line. Actually, no, forgot there was a sack. He's probably down at the 8 maybe.
Yep.
Guinness in on the tackle.
8 yard line. 3rd and goal.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, basically. 3rd
Yep.
and goal from the 8. And once again, we said it. How big would that be? Sheboygan just basically big boys it down the field. They get where the field's a little shorter, and Lake City says we're not rolling over.
Well, one thing, if they score,
That's
I'm
not-
okay with it,
not
but
the end
it
of the
took them
world.
a long time to get the ball in the end zone.
And we tried to tell you about that at halftime. They're going to run a huge one. My goodness.
Yep, but it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1.
Wow. I can't believe he didn't get in because
Nope.
that was
Good come up by the secondary. Good job by the secondary keeping him out of the end zone. This is a big play.
this is a huge play. Huge.
You stop them here, and you'll watch all the air go out of their balloon.
Yeah.
It will deflate very fast.
Statement play too.
Yep.
That if you're week 6 or
Yeah.
week 7 against a Beale City to say we know we can stop a
We
big
can
team
stop
with
a
1
big
inch.
team at the 1 yard line.
So here we
Super.
go.
Defense buckles up here.
And I think Sheboygan's not going to give it to us. We're going to go to quarter.
There we go.
So we will take a 1-minute break. Big play on the other side of this quarter, even though the score is 34-7. It'll be a 4th and goal from the 1 inch yard line. We'll take a 1-minute break here on the all-new 1. So that's going to get
Touchdown.
Sheboygan
Chiefs.
into
Evan
double
Benson with
figures.
carry, taking it to the end
13,
zone.
34-13 is now.
So just go on. Couldn't see the number.
They got the first kick, barely. Well, it seems like a lifetime ago. But we'll see if they, now with this deficit, if they go for 2 or what they choose to do. But we got 11:56 to go, so that play only took 4 seconds. And once again,
You'd think they go for 2.
can't say enough about the Lake City defense. They got in the end zone, but not by much. And
Quarterback,
they're not.
gonna
Oh,
throw
he's
it.
going to throw it. Faked me again.
Ah,
Got it.
Cole McGinnis faked you, and Cole McGinnis out. Cole McGinnis fell asleep on that one. Didn't watch his
That makes the score.
tight end release. He was his head up,
Sheboygan
nosy into
15,
the
Lake
backfield.
City 34.
So the 2-point conversion is good. No time comes off the clock during that. So with 11:56 to go, the score is now 34-15. So that is a 19-point lead, which keeps it a four-score
scores.
game.
Yep.
So always games like this force me to use my my math skills, which are sorely lacking.
I was just gonna say that, but I was.
Yeah, but you could say anything about my math skills. I would. I was
Just don't let me spell. If we had to
active-
spell right now, it'd be trouble.
act of God got me through college, but I did well in my humanities, English, former history and government teacher. But math was not my friend. But
Yeah.
it is a 4-score game, and once again, hate to belabor the point or enjoy belaboring the point. The Sheboygan Chiefs do not score quickly, and if you're down by 4 scores, Lake City is still handedly in the driver's seat tonight as we have just started the 4th quarter. I'm proud of myself. I talk about my math skills. I had a flashback. I don't even know if Steve remembers it. It was one of the first games we ever did together. I think I do good on names and things like that. I like to think I'm an okay broadcaster, but when I get stuff in my head, sometimes I can't get it out. The very first game that Steve ever did with me, I called the Beaverton football team Roscommon for pretty much the
whole
whole
game.
first half.
Yeah.
Steve kept pointing to the roster. I didn't know what he was trying to tell me. Here comes that onside kick.
And I
talked
think
about.
that kicker just recovered that by himself.
Oh boy,
He
so
kicked
now
it straight ahead and recovered it. Yes.
I got to stop trying to tell stories and just stick
That-
on the game. 'cause
I'll tell you what, that's a
a
heads
good
up play. That's a good play and that's a good call.
Yeah.
Usually onside to the sidelines or to the wide, and he just kicked it 10 yards straight ahead, and he's the one that fell on the ball.
And I'm glad I'm wrong. I thought that's how they would start the half. I thought that's how they would start
Yeah.
the half, knowing that they didn't want to give Lake City the ball.
All right,
and they
defense.
showed that they have it in their bag of tricks. Sheboygan has
There
the
we go.
ball off of a clever onside kick.
Can't fall asleep.
Gotta keep the momentum up and keep the intensity up because Sheboygan has showed you they came all the way from the bridge and they came for 4 quarters. And we got a game. Under
Inside,
center.
there's that counter again.
Breaks 2 or 3 tackles, gets about 9
We
yards.
have got to figure that counter out. That's the only play they're beating us on right now. We got the fullback trap taken care of. We got the tailback power, but they are
Gain about 8 to help
taking big
7.
chunks out of us with that counter backside.
And next week with Everett, I think Mr. Hopkins finally graduated, but Everett usually has a power back of some sort. So to maintain this game and to get ready for next week, we need to get that inside run kind of squared away. 2nd and 3. That was a gain of 7 for Sheboygan into Lake City territory.
See, there's the tailback power. And that's a fumble. That's our ball. Because we met him in the backfield. Tyler Brown met him in the backfield, calls for the fumble. Lake City recovered. I don't know the number that recovered it. But that's all Tyler Brown.
Yeah.
He was by that offensive lineman before he got out of his stance. He almost could have took the handoff.
What a play for the Lake City Trojans. And just as soon as Sheboygan saw maybe a little light at the tunnel, a little bit of opening the door, the Lake City defense rises up, forces the fumble. It wasn't a mishandle. It was just a hit, a hard hit. Gets the ball loose. Lake City picks it up. 34-15, 11-13 to go in the game. Kunkel in the shotgun, one back next to him. Handoff
Miller.
up the middle. Tavin Miller kept his feet moving, but it's
Just
not
got
going to
to
get
the line of
much.
scrimmage or maybe lost a yard, but he does not come
Tavin
down with the
Miller,
first
okay.
hit.
And so Kunkel's going to come get the play from the line of scrimmage, and they're probably going to start taking their sweet time. Once again, the clock is their friend. 34-15 lead for the Lake City Trojans.
That breeze feels good.
It does. It was a. I came in tonight. I don't know if it was because it was cold last night. The heating vents were on underneath here, and I was sweating something fierce around 5:30 as I got here really early. I figured out how to shut them off, Now I might have to figure out how to turn back on, but we'll take the breeze. Once again, an absolutely gorgeous Norman Rockwell picturesque night for Friday Night Light Thursday. No, Friday. We are Friday. Friday. Man, spinning my head a little bit. 10:20 to go. Kunkel rolls out to the right.
He
Takes
gets a
little
block.
bit of a move.
He gets a block. He's gone.
And he's going to have to kick it in gear. And he wants a late hit. He's not going to get it, but what he does get is a Lake City first down. What a play by Darren Kunkel. That was a lot of his speed and his...
That was all Darren Kunkel. There was no stalk blocks, no nothing. That was just him getting outside and using his speed. That's the first time I can say tonight that was Kunkel.
Yep. And once again, what a that's got to get him to close to 200 yards. What a way to start your senior year. Darren Kunkel, who... that first weird year, that 6-game season, I guess he's technically a 4-year player. I don't know if anybody remembers what happened in that odd year. We'll take whatever we can get. That's not a political statement on my point, but definitely a 3-year player kicking off his senior year in fashion and then some, pushing 200 yards on the ground. 1st and 10 from the Sheboygan 33-yard line. Kunkel in the shotgun. I believe that's Helsel next to him now.
Get sweep this way, get sweep this way, get sweep this way.
Kunkel, this is all Darren Kunkel once again. My goodness, he gets the outside. He's going to go out of bounds, and that play looked like nothing was doing. And
we're going to have a
unfortunately, we're going to have a hole. And that's probably one of those, what do they call them, the patience blocks. Kunkel danced around there so much, and
that's hard for those offensive linemen when he's scatterbug back there and going this way and going that way. It's hard to.
But that's too bad because once again that was a Michael Vick special for you there. He was down in the 10-yard line. Well, that was a lot of him because that play didn't look like it was going anywhere. We're down to 10:03.
Yeah, he's put a lot of time and hard work and effort into this game. He went to a IGM Academy this year down in Florida and played in a 7-on-7 down there. And I'm not sure how many stars they gave him. I think he come out as a 2-star right now, but the more he does, his stars could get a little bit higher. I know there's some colleges looking at him right now, but he's put his time in, and you can see it.
So 10:03, clock starts on the penalty, on the wind. So we've got a 1st and long. It says 1st and 10, but we're all the way back at the 43-yard line. Hand off to Helsel.
He fumbled.
Get on it. And falls on it. So it's going to be 2nd and really long.
They were looking
getting a little flighty here.
Yep, a little flighty.
Once again, if anything, not to always paint 2 roses of your picture. Gives Coach Smith some stuff to work on. Gives him something to get mad on at the post game. And once again, the clock is our friend. Darren Kunkel, Coach Smith look like they're planning where they want to eat after the game. They're really talking over this play. If they get this play off, I'm going to be shocked. You can hear the natives getting restless on the Lake City side. The hand is already up, and Darren Kunkel is not in the huddle. This is going to be a delay game. I'm sure that's the last thing you want to hear is I think Coach Smith is going to burn the timeout. He's got him. 8:55 to go. The score is Lake City 34, Sheboygan 15. And I'm going to take a chance. Maybe something crazy will happen if we get back a little late. Been trying to do it on the quarters. I'm going to take a 1-minute break to get in some of our wonderful fine sponsors here on the all-new 1061 1240 WATT, the exclusive home for Lake City Trojan football. See another half of this 1-minute break. welcome back while you were
City
gone.
Council on the swing
Unfortunately, I
pass.
seem to be my
Six
psychic
down to
premonition seemed to be
35.
coming true. There was a pretty big play right as you were coming back. A
Yeah,
jailbreak
roll,
screen
stop.
to Teague Helsel, who
There's
got
third
just
and about 11 and 12
rocked
for the
on the
Trojans.
sideline.
Helmet to helmet, that was a big hit.
It was 2nd and 25, so he really only gets about half of it back. It's going to set up a 3rd and 12, but it was a jailbreak screen. It was the right play call. So I almost wonder if that was Coach Smith's plan all along, because they took their sweet time getting that play in, forcing the timeout. Out of the timeout, they ran something they haven't ran all night, which is the jailbreak screen. Sets up a 3rd and man as well. I would say we're in 4-down territory, 35-yard line of Sheboygan. 3rd and 12. I shouldn't say manageable. Darren Kunkel up the middle in 5th gear. He's going to get a first down. Darren Kunkel says so much for your 4 down, and there was nothing complex there.
That is a straight quarterback draw. Great job by that offensive line.
Number.
Opened up that hole, released down to the linebackers,
That's
and
good
that's
for
what
a
gave
Trojan
them that
first
running.
down.
So 8.5 minutes to go.
Chase
Score is
Thompson,
Lake
stop.
City 34, Sheboygan 15. And once again, got a little hairy there. Sheboygan got an onside kick. They got the score, but just like the first half, Lake City said, we're not folding. Glad that you guys came to play, but we came to play too, and Lake City's kind of dominating this 4th quarter as well. And they're taking their time getting the play in once again. And they're going to burn another timeout. Once again, maybe these are some teaching moments for Coach Smith.
Call by Trojans.
I don't think this one was intentional. So this will be Lake City's 2nd to last timeout. So you've been on that type of sideline. I remember I walked over when you were coaching at Manton one year. I think you guys had a big win at Mesick one time with Jeff Puffer. And when you win, you're so excited on the sideline. In a weird way, this might just be the weird play-by-play announcer. Is Coach Smith a little happy that things are going a little sideways? Gives him a little something to work on?
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Now he can just, I don't mean to say it this way, he can coast, but he's going to work on things. He's going to might get some kids in to get some playing time just so we can have a little bit more depth, get some of those guys out of there, work on some little things, put a kid here and there and see what happens and watch it on film. But outstanding job by these young men tonight, those Red Hats. Man, they played a whale of a game after that first drive. That's been all Lake City.
That's an interesting timeout, taking it with 1st and 10 to the 21-yard line. He probably could have just ate it. And I think he's, has a chance to do a teachable moment.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're young, and he's using his time, and he's teaching these kids. Got Ian McLeod split out here down to our screen. Got Cole split out to the top.
And Kunkel hands it off. There's a hole.
There's Tavin Miller.
There's quite a bit of hole. Tavin Miller's going to drag her guy a few yards. It's going to be close.
No, he's going to be about 3 yards short. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
But that's a good run.
Good hard run. Good job by that line, opening up the hole. And Tavin, one thing I can say about our backs, Miller and Heltzel don't go down the first time they get hit.
No.
The first guy that hits him better hold on.
Yeah, that is definitely plain to see. And Darren Kunkel's the same way this year. You've talked about the strength that he's put in, so that's huge. And that's what I remember about Sheboygan last year. Forward to get 3 or 4 yards. This year, Lake City is the ones that are doing that.
And to be honest with you, that offensive line of ours is doing a heck of a job. I mean, look at the size of our kids compared to those big guys down in Sheboygan. We're handling them.
And there are some holes. Kunkel in the shotgun. He's going to fake. Play action. Got a man.
Just
Oversailed it just a little bit.
Yep.
He would have had to do the limbo to catch that one.
Cole turned his head to the inside and Kunkel threw the ball to the outside.
Yep. And that's one of those week 1 things that, get a little symmetry, whatever you want to call it, that the quarterback and receiver can get. They'll, maybe by week 4, and hopefully by week 2, get the kinks ironed out there and pull that in for a touchdown. 3rd and 4. Good play call, in my opinion, by Coach Smith. Going for it all on 2nd and 4.
He was open.
Yep, still got 2 downs to get 4 yards.
One looked inside and the ball went outside. They'll figure it out. Just a little miscommunication.
Kunkel in the shotgun. Oh, big old hole.
Good job by that
I
offensive
was
line.
just
He
gonna
didn't even
say,
get touched.
did not even get touched.
That offensive line is doing a heck of a job. Center,
You give
yeah,
like you said, there's been some holes that you can run through tonight. I don't want to be too negative on some of my physical limitations. I think I could have ran through that hole. That was a huge hole. You give a guy like...
Yep, Tyler Brown off the snap, went right out to the middle linebacker, stood him straight up. Darren didn't even get touched.
You give a guy with that speed, that kind of hole, it's going to be a touchdown. Frankly, I have a little screen on this end. I couldn't even see the line of scrimmage for the touchdown. I knew he was in. You get a hole like that, I don't need an unobstructed view to see that. The score is now Lake City 40, Sheboygan 15. And I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think it was good. I think the snap was dropped. So once again, the conversion game continues to kind of flummox Lake City just a little bit.
Lake City 40.
Probably only 1 for 7, 1 for 6, 2 for 6 maybe.
Yeah, we're struggling with the point after.
And
that's something to work on this week.
Yep. Gonna need it next week. I hope I'm wrong.
It's
I
gonna
would
be
be
a good
glad
game
if I'm
next week.
wrong.
It's gonna be a good game. Who's ever opening up with tonight?
I don't remember. It's always hard sometimes. It's easy to look at that MHSA, on a conference night. You just get the 3 out. I know McBain
Plays Lakeview.
opened with Lakeview.
I know Manton played
Glen Lake lost 34 to 16, I believe was the score there. Roscommon pushed a Grayling team that Lake City's going to see in week 9. So did not see anything on home plate.
And I know that Manton Glen Lake game was
Closer than it seemed,
tight
yeah.
all the way to the fourth quarter until Manton had a couple turnovers. So
historically, Manton's always been week 2. They're not going to be week 2. I think they're going to be week 4 this year.
So it sounds like the Highlands are going to be competitive, top to bottom. That's always fun.
Yep. A few of those games, we'll leave out the names of the innocents. A few of those games last year, you and I are looking at each other sometimes in the press box or in the stands going, oh boy, you're going to get 4 quarters out of this. Yep. On both sides. 6:55. Lake City will kick it off. Knuth kicks it away. Low kick, fielded. Sheboygan, quick hit by the Lake City special teams.
Kevin Miller and
The return for the Chiefs.
66
It's about
for Lake
32-yard line.
City. I think that's going to be
Ethan Goodrich in on that tackle.
Caden McGinnis?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think
Right
we
or
got a
wrong?
66. We might be getting some 5th quarters here. I don't have a 66.
Yep, we might be third quarter players.
Yep.
Extra quarters.
If you don't know what the 5th quarter is, I jokingly call it the bane of a play-by-play guy's existence. In the 4th quarter, players are allowed to play 5 quarters in a weekend. And so some JV guys will come up, so we'll do our best to try and keep an eye on. And we're going to have too many men on the field as somebody was running off for Lake City. Second time they've had a penalty like that. Sheboygan gets about 6 or 7 off the left side. But once again, it's all over for the Shells at this point.
Ahead for about
Darren Kunkel's
6-7 yards.
off the field, talking with Coach Smith, not playing defense. Played defense in the first half. Would not be shocked.
I think what we
This
did is,
night's over.
we moved, brought in Ian McLeod to play a corner, and we dropped Cole McGinnis back at the safety now.
And I wonder if we'll see.
I don't know
One
who
of the
our
Root
backup
boys.
quarterback is.
You had mentioned
Yeah, number 7, Roots here.
Robbie Roots.
Robbie
So he
Roots
might
here.
be-
He might come in and play a little quarterback, get some time underneath his belt.
It was last year. It was Tyler Atkins. I think he has vacated the sidelines.
He is on the sidelines
Okay.
still. They're still tending to that.
Oh,
knee.
there I see him. So that's maybe about the only negative. Can't really get too many complaints about the penalties.
Flag on play, lead
Conversion game has been a little
Trojans.
lacking, and this injury that Tyler Atkins is dealing with will
5
definitely be
lines
something to
scoring,
monitor.
and
But
we'll
outside of that,
First and about 5.
what a way for Lake City to kick off this 2023 MHSA football season. This is a Sheboygan team that has about twice as many students as Lake City. When I was in high school, back in the Stone Age, Sheboygan was in the Big North Conference. That's right, the same conference that had Traverse City West, Toski, Sault Ste. Marie. Sheboygan was in that conference. So this is a school that is much bigger than Lake City. And it showed last year, and it's not showing this year. As Lake City has a 40-15 lead.
Yeah. I just got a message from the sidelines, and Atkins
Ian
patella,
McLeod in on that tackle.
which is his kneecap, shifted.
Along Tyler
I
Brown.
went back in. He's got a little bit of
Good for a
strained
Chiefs first
tendons
down.
in his patella, so a little bit of fluid buildup, but he should be good for next week. They're just going to rest him the rest of the night.
Amazing how these kids can bounce back, eh?
Oh yeah, because if my patella went out, I'd be done for 3 weeks. Fullback trap. There we go. Tyler Brown. Gap control.
I have a feeling we are going to be saying Tyler Brown's name a lot.
Cody Lane
Yep.
takes it up the middle.
Man,
The
he is.
kid's playing right where he needs to play.
Tyler
He's so
Brown
fast on that
Trojans.
defensive line. He's so tough. He's a wrestler. He's quick.
What's his class?
I don't know what
He
weight
can't
class.
be over 160.
He's
He is
gonna
a
be
little guy.
He's going to be a sprinter in track this year. Coach Naderhood is chomping at the bit to get him in the blocks.
So that shows you what you
But
deal
he's
with
great.
there.
Yep.
You don't often see a defensive tackle running sprints.
Nope, but he's right where he needs to be.
Sheboygan's going to put it up.
Good coverage. Good coverage.
I think that's
That's
Ian
Ian
McLeod.
McLeod. Yep, Lane's brother. You were going to say
Yep.
Lane, but it is Ian.
Yep. So good play by him. I'll say one thing here 5 minutes ago. Watch, I'll jinx it. Something weird will happen.
Third down.
Clean game. Ian McLeod gets up and smacks a guy on the butt. He smacks him back. I've seen players giving
Oh, yeah. Good
mouthpieces
sportsmanship.
back. Good
Yep.
sportsmanship on
Yep.
both ends, and always like to see that. And it's such a violent game, and to see people kind of respecting the game and looking out for each other, that's been good. No late hits, and like to see that. 5:17.
There's that counter again.
Nothing doing.
Yeah. Kevin Miller staying home.
So once again,
Kevin Miller stayed home. T. Kelso
Takes
stayed home.
the
The
counter
two
goes
out the
back to the line of
backers right there
scrimmage.
that time didn't go inside. They stayed home on
T.
that
Kelso with the tackle.
counter play.
and I mentioned that Sheboygan's about twice the size of Lake City. I think Sheboygan's is like 602, and I think Lake City's down in the mid threes, if I remember right. And I've always said numbers aren't my thing. Lake City is slated, or I shouldn't say slated, it's official. We'll be playing Division 7 this year. I believe they have the highest enrollment in the Highland Conference. Fake for Sheboygan leads to a little bit of screen out on the right side. Well defended. It's going to be close to a first down.
Good job by Kevin.
Swing pass complete to Cody Lane. Gets that to the 40-yard line.
I think it's going to be third.
It's gonna be-
They're giving it. No?
It's going to
Ian
be
McLeod
4th
on
down
that.
and 1.
But that means ball will go over and down. First
All
and
right.
10 Trojans.
So I got talking about my enrollment numbers, which always gets my head spinning, and lost sight of the down and distance. Lake City takes over on downs. That was a huge defensive play. Didn't look
Absolutely.
like much when the score is 40-15, but they ran a screen swing pass. It was there, and the defense recovered quickly and turns over Sheboygan on downs. So not giving up. Might have some JV guys in, some fifth quarter guys in, and Lake City's not going quietly. They are here for 4 quarters, and they're going to earn it. We got 4.5 minutes to go. The score is Lake City 40, Sheboygan 15. Trying to see what we got in the game here. I think we've still got Darren Kunkel in the game. Hand off to Tavin Miller, goes off the right side. He's going to get the corner, see if he can kick it in, and he breaks the tackle. And oh my goodness, almost
Kevin Miller is good.
got it tiptoed on the sideline. If he would have been able to keep it in, he might have went for a touchdown. But he's going to get a Lake City first down into Sheboygan territory on about, I would say, about the 27-yard line, maybe? Oh, no, they were all the way back on the 37.
Yep,
So
just,
that tiptoe didn't last as long as I thought it did.
just a good zone stretch play. Got outside. Sealed the edge, and Tavin turned it on and got us a good run.
4:20 to go. Clock stops out of bounds. Kunkel in the shotgun. 2 wide. I think that Schichtel is like a slot back.
Tavin again.
Oh, and he had a lot of room to run.
He
and
knows
his
it, too.
Feet just went out from under him.
He made a good read. He
Well,
stuck his
Gary,
foot in the
Tavin
ground and
got
cut
it.
up underneath that block, and his cleats just didn't dig in.
And I think that will
Yep.
end Darren Kunkel's night. What a performance for the senior.
Yep, had a good night.
And I think that is I've mixed him up so many times.
That's Robbie Root. coming in.
Robbie Root, not Blake, Robbie. So number 7. Well, actually, I got a little ahead of myself. Darren Kunkel's still in there.
Yes,
Robbie's
he
just
is.
going to play a little receiver. They threw Darren Kunkel something. I thought it was like a towel. I thought they were getting ready to bring him off. But 2nd and 10. Going to keep Darren Kunkel in the game. 3.5 minutes to go. We're going to see a halfback pass or something crazy like that to Robbie Root. And there comes another delay of game. So, once
Coach
again,
is-
don't know how intentional that is. We
Football
ran,
foul
some
play
fifth
against
quarter
Trojans.
people out onto the field. I don't know any coach that likes penalties.
Oh, he's going to be mad at himself.
Yeah. And like I said, those are about the only thing. 2-point conversions and speed and execution and getting the play in would be the only real things that you could really say that Lake City has struggled with tonight. Fortunately, the speed and getting the plays in have come well after the game was out of hand. But the 2-point conversions have been a problem all night. Kunkel in the shotgun is now 2nd and 15. Hands helmet off. I think his night is done. His helmet off. I think his night is done. Kunkel in the shotgun. Looks like a more of a safety kind of formation. It's 2 backs. Don't usually see that. Teague Helps is going to break a tackle. He's going to break it out, and he is going to go to the house. 22-yard touchdown run for Teague Helps. Lake City is up 45-15. Math's not my thing. That's an even 30 points.
That offensive line is
Yeah.
tonight, man.
Because they just kicked that out, and there is room to run.
Lock down, get outside.
So the fight song is playing one more time tonight. We've got 2:15 to go. Lake City is up 40-15. And once again, the only bugaboo of the night is this conversion game. We'll see if Lake City can get. They haven't gone over, but it definitely has not been efficient. We'll see if they can get the 2-point conversion in, get it up to 47. And Darren Kunkel goes in for the 2-point conversion. No signal. There is the signal. Once again, my math's failing me. That was 46. 48-15 is now the score. 2:15 to go. And nights like this, you kind of run out of adjectives. I need to get my thesaurus with me. What a thorough, complete team performance for the Lake City Trojans, up by a score of 48-15. And they'll be kicking it away, and what a performance.
Yeah, they are playing well on all 3 aspects of the game. Offensive line is dominated. Defense is playing awesome gap control defense, because that wing T, all it is offensive. It tries to confuse you, tries to make you guess where the ball is and look for the ball, but they're not looking for it. And our special teams has played well. The only thing we got to work on is Coach Smith is going to be ragging on himself a little bit. He's had a couple delay game penalties, and we got to work on our 2-point conversion and our kicking game. Other than that,
and not to spoil too much of the post-game show, but maybe we'll talk mostly about Everett. I do this for a living. I like to take it somewhat serious. I like to think I do a good job, do a little research. My memory of Sheboygan from last year, maybe they had some guys not come out. Who knows? I thought they were fairly young last year. I think a lot of these guys are returning.
They are.
Their quarterback's a senior. And to flip the script like this, to go from giving up 42 last year, I think it was 42, or excuse me, 52. I don't know why I said 52. To give up 52, to kind of get your doors blown off last year, to come back and return the favorite 48-15, when you've lost a lot of the guys that we talked about in week 1.
Oh, yeah.
The Brody Gothards, the Dane Blairs of the world, to come back with a new group of guys. 5 sophomores. Wow. I mean, what an impressive performance.
They are a team. Coach said it. First thing I asked him, what's special? He said, these kids play for each other. And you can see it.
Big hole off the right side. Sheboygan's got some room to run. And McGinnis comes back and knocks him out of bounds.
Take on Cole McGinnis at about the 37-yard line.
So, first down for Sheboygan. I haven't said that as much tonight as I thought I would.
That's a good thing.
Yep. They are into Lake City territory, but once again, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go, 2:04 to really could not have scripted it any better for the Lake City. Not to quote, or you're obviously the better team. To have the game start the way it did and to assert your will the way that Lake City did, I think that says even more about the way this Lake City DNA is kind of wound this year. Another first down for Sheboygan, close to it, gaining 9. They might put one more up on the board. They're down to the 30-yard line.
Gabe Sabalski with carry. Gained about 8 on play.
29. Yeah, they probably won't.
Second and
How
couple.
quick they run their offense, because we're down to 140. But once again, if they were to, by some chance, and get into the 20s, 48-20 looks a lot better. If you're supporting local journalism, reading the newspaper, it was not a 40-20 game. Two of these touchdowns came in kind of some.
Led at the line of scrimmage.
I don't like the word garbage. Some mop-up time. And second, third, and there once again, Lake City. It was a 2nd and 1. Sheboygan got nothing on that. So Lake City could easily just fold up and take their victory. They're not. Sheboygan runs right into the teeth of the defense and nothing doing.
A little outside counter again.
First down for Sheboygan. And once again, under a minute, clock stops to move the chains.
Gabe Sabalski with
And
carry. Gets down on the 20-yard line.
Try to always be a hometown announcer. I know most of our listeners are hometown listeners. I see this defense say,
Yes,
it's a complete
even
4
though
quarters.
Even
No,
though
we
we're
won the
ahead,
game.
we need to work on this for later games down the weeks, because that Highland Conference is a tough
one.
conference, and we need to work on those things right now. Even though you're ahead, you still got to work on it.
Dylan
Get
Velazquez
better
with
every
carry.
play
Gained
and
a
every
couple on
down.
play.
So very little yardage, only 1 yard. It's going to set up a 2nd and 9. We probably only got one more play left unless Sheboygan wants to get cute and get quick. They're going to run it. A little bit of room. Just keep them out of the end zone.
Jacob Seaman around the right end. Gets it inside the 10-yard line.
Sheboygan is going to go a little quick. They get a first
And
down.
first and goal, Chiefs.
They want to get a score up. See if the defense lets them. And I'm not sure what happened there. There was some confusion. They wound the
The
clock.
clock should not stop. And then the referee,
And everybody was
moving.
wind the clock, and then everything froze, and nobody knew what to do.
So now we're going to get the dreaded conference with 14 seconds left to go as they try to sort out what happened, what they're going to do. I was just going to say, I don't think they're going to throw a penalty. I think there was a lot of confusion.
Yep. I'm going to walk over and get some stats, folks.
Okay. So 14 seconds left to go. Sheboygan's trying to get it in. It's going off the... Oh, no, the quarterback's going to get sacked. What a complete
That's a good
performance of Lake City
Hey,
defense. Big statement.
Game ended just like it started.
Yep. Correct. And Steve, on the way out, the game ended just as it began. So the Lake City Trojans get a 48-15 victory. I'm going to send it back to the board very quickly. Allow me to catch my breath. We're going to have things kind of ironed out on some of the breaks. Get rid of all of our ads. Play everybody.